Got my dough stack, and she a down chick, and she know I love that. She sees past all this bad wild stuff because she knows at the end of the day the only thing matters is us. And it be a lot of groupies on the road, but they can't do nothing for me. I got a good girl back at home, matching charm bracelets and pendants. Whoever would have thought our relationship would be so tremendous? And lately, you've been missing me crazy. And anytime you miss me, baby, sidekick page me. I got a dime piece, you know she the bomb, the type of girl you bring home just to meet your moms. I'm not Lorenz Tate, but I think I call her Love Jones, cause I think about her every time I hear a slow song. And when she think about me, I think about my dough stack. And she a down chick, and she know I love that. She sees past all this bad wild stuff because she knows at the end of the day the only thing matters is us. And it be a lot of groupies on the road, but they can't do nothing for me. I got a good girl back at home, matching charm bracelets and pendants. Whoever would have thought our relationship would be so tremendous? And lately, you've been missing me crazy. And anytime you miss me, baby, sidekick page me. I got a dime piece, you know she the bomb, the type of girl you bring home just to meet your moms. I'm not Lorenz Tate, but I think I call her Love Jones, cause I think about her every time I hear a slow song. And when she think about me,
2, 1.
Oh, there it is. I was just about to get upset too. Like, where the hell is my bag? Okay, I see it. It's right here. Okay, cool. I'm like, man, I was trying to fix something, and I ain't see it at first, but I see it now. What up, though? It's your boy, Mr. Beans, aka Lil Podcast. Up in this place. Welcome to the new and improved I Seen Your Little Podcast. Okay. Salute to everybody who's here. Salute to those coming in. Salute to those who watch on the replay. Yes. All right. Make sure y'all use that hashtag I Seen Your Lil in the chat, man. Okay. Make sure y'all see that. So whatever you see, whatever you want to say, make sure you hashtag I Seen Your Lil. Okay. Like this chick right here with the weave in her hair. I seen your little weave. I get it. Look at her. I seen your little Shure microphone. Okay, both of y'all got Shure microphones. I see y'all little Shure microphones. Think you balling. You ain't getting money, shorty. They'll make the $600 ones. Then the $200 Shure mic, shorty. I could have got one of those, but I decided to get 2 mics for the price of 1. So don't disrespect me. And I've been trying to upgrade my mics ever since. I should have just got the Shure mic, but I tried to get 2 mics, thinking like, okay, I'm going to have my lady on the podcast. Let me go and get 2 mics. And you seen what that's turned into. So I will say last night was kind of good, though. I ain't going to lie. Yesterday, we ended up having a tiny bit of a spat. And I had to kind of like, just stand on my principles, stand on my morals, stand on my beliefs. But now that I think about it, oh yeah, I forgot she did. She did. Okay, she did. I forgot. I was about to say, now that I think about it, she didn't even do what the hell what I was expecting for her to do, but she did. Though. I forgot she did. So, yeah. But then it ended up later on. What ended up happening? I think I got some work done. I think I ended up jumping up on OG podcast for a little minute while I was doing some work too. And then I think at some point, oh yeah, that's right. We was drinking and shit and kicking it, and we laid down. I was ready to go to bed anyway, like 11 something. I was ready to lay down and go to bed. So she thought it was gonna be something, I guess, but I was ready to go to bed, y'all. I climbed in the bed and got it to my spoon position and everything. And the next thing I know, she was feeling on me and treating me like a piece of meat. So I had to take care of that. But I'm just saying. I don't even remember what the fuck I was just saying. Damn! I don't even remember what the point was of me telling that story. That is crazy work right there, bro. I need some ginkgo biloba, okay, and some ayahuasca and some other brain healing drugs. God damn it. I completely forgot what the fuck that was. But as long as you in the chat, man, make sure y'all hashtag and I seen your live with all your comments, okay? All right, man, let's get into it because I'm here for a good time and not a long time. I'm not expecting a lot of traffic on a Sunday because YouTube just won't allow me into the algorithm. So it is what it is. But I was going to start out by reacting to this live that mine is doing or was doing. I don't know. But I just said, forget it. I'll just react to it later because I got these 3 videos that I want to react to. I want to knock out. So we need to get those done for sure. So I just want to go ahead and jump into those and I'll react to that another time. But I'll tell you one thing about it. That I'm a PhD. That Kevin Samuels clip, I'm a PhD. Bruh, resurface this head, bro. To me, it's beyond weird. I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna get into the videos. For me, bro, it's beyond weird that people could go to school, get PhDs. I mean, this shorty on this video says she got 2 of them, right? So you could go to school, you could get a PhD, you could have a doctor in front of your name, but you can't overcome being a feminist. You can't overcome being a woman. That's the craziest thing to me, bro. Is you still, with all of the education that you have, you still can't overcome being a woman. Like that, being a feminist, a woman and a feminist comes before everything. And it's a meme. Oh my God, I forgot to put the meme together. It's a meme that I want to do. I got to put it together where I'm asking the question, like, what are you first, right? And then I want people to kind of like put them in order. But it's like, what are you first, right? Are you, let's go with me. So I'm black, I'm a man, I'm American. Well, let's take it off of me because I want to include a lot of stuff. Let's just pretend for a second. I'm black, I'm a man, I'm American, I'm a Christian. What else? Let's suppose that I had like a PhD. So your profession, right? So carpenter, electrician, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe if you got some sort of special education background, so you're a doctor, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But like, if you just list all of those things, what are you first? Like to you though, not to the world, to you. You know what I'm saying? To you, are you a black man first? Are you a doctor first? Are you a Christian first? I forgot. Species and gender. Those was the other 2. Species and gender. So human, right? Well, I did say man. So yeah. But species too, human, right? So you're a human first, man, woman first, black, white first. You know what I'm saying? Doctor, lawyer first, Christian, Muslim first. Like, what are you first, right? And then if you had to order them, how would you order it? You know what I'm saying? But what are you first though? Right? And I would like to think that I'm human first, but I'm pretty sure I don't live that way. Because most of the time human beings get on my nerves. Like they really irritate me, you know. And sometimes I'm impressed, I'm inspired. When I was just coming back from going to get my fruit, I saw a guy riding on the bike. And he was an older gentleman. And I just rolled my window down. I was like, hey, man, I just wanted to tell you I'm proud of you. And he was like, for what? I'm like, man, for riding on the bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, for staying healthy, man. Like, I just wanted to let you know I'm proud of you, you know? He was like, oh, man, you know? He was like, I'm sure you could do it. I was like, man, no. Not like this. You just ain't no telling where you going. You been riding down the street long as I've been riding down the street. We both getting caught at every light. So he said, how old do you think I am? So I lied. I was like, I said probably about 55. You know, he had full, not even gray, white beard and mustache, right? So I was already assuming the dude was probably late 60s, 70s, right? But I just said 55 to be nice. He's like, I'm 72. And I'm like, man, see what I mean? Like, yeah, that's really good, man. Keep it up, man, you know? It's times like that, you know, where it's like, okay, I can see value and respect. I can see value and have respect for human beings. But most of the time, it's be getting on my nerves. Maybe it's just when they're talking. When they're talking and they talking about what they believe or think, maybe that's when human beings get on my nerves the most. Because it seems like they just refuse to think. You know, I mean, like I said on that other show, it was this lady talking about she got 2 PhDs, and she sat up there and the question she was asked, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. The question she was asked was like, could she be with a man that made less money than her? And she was like, no, see, it ain't about the money. He just need to have ambition. So as long as he got ambition and he's on track, he's on trajectory to get there, then we cool. So the answer is yes. You retarded ass lady. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but the answer is yes then. If he has to be on the trajectory to at some point make more money than you, then your answer is yes. Your answer is yes, he needs to make more money than you. And because you're an educated woman who has that policy, that says to me that you're stupid. That's not an insult. I am simply estimating your ability to process information. Because with you having 2 PhDs, you should be smart enough to know that it makes absolutely no sense at all for you to say that a man needs to make more money than you, when you've put yourself in a position to make more money than 80% of the people in the country. So how the hell, you see what I mean? Like, it just don't make sense. And then this is what they'll argue. They'll argue that, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can have whatever preferences I want and standards I want, and I can want what I want. Yes, but then at the same time, you'll say you don't want a man that's sleeping with multiple women. So what you do instead is sleep with men who are sleeping with multiple women. No, that wasn't a mistake. No, that wasn't a mistake. No, I didn't just have a slip of the tongue. I said that exactly the way it is. You say you don't want a man, right? You don't want your man. You don't want to have a man, and you don't want a man that is sleeping around on you and sleeping with multiple women. So what you do is you just stay single, and then you still sleep with multiple men who are also sleeping with multiple women. Yeah, hold on. And then you try to convince yourself that that makes any kind of sense at all. I'd rather be alone than to have a man that don't make more money than me. Well, good, because that's exactly what's going to happen for you. Then there was another chick on the panel who had the audacity to say, let me show you. I should have just waited until I reacted to it. It's on my mind, though. But, bro, the chick said, I want a finished man, right? She came on camera, big as hell, right? Slightly attractive. But she's saying she wanted a finished man. Now, here's the problem with this. You ain't finished. How do you want a finished man and you ain't finished? And then to add insult to idiocracy, she gave an example of a dude that she dealt with who wasn't finished. She dealt with the dude talking about he worked this way to 6 figures. But now he ain't with your unfinished ass. Do you get it? Damn! So you used an example, because she used the example of a dude who built himself up to 6 figures to try to say, she was arguing against the idea that, somebody was making an argument that not even everybody, that most people ain't gonna make it to 6 figures. And her argument against that was that she dated a dude. Let's just get that clear. She dated a dude who somehow worked his way and eventually ended up making 6 figures, which is still less than 20% of the country, right? But the thing that caught my attention about the story was that, but a few seconds ago you said you don't even want to date a man that ain't finished already. But you did. And when he got to 6 figures, now y'all ain't together no more. We don't know why y'all ain't together, but I could take a wild guess. I could take a wild guess. Even if you say he didn't know how to keep his thing to himself. Yeah, but you're the one who's making it about the money. And any man that you're with is probably going to cheat on you. I hate to say it, but she looked like she deserved to be cheated on. I'm going to just be honest. So when I react to the video tomorrow, y'all be able to judge for yourself and be like, oh, okay, yeah, she do kind of look like. Or you be like, no, Beans, you tripping, man. That's the finest girl on earth. I mean, it's up to you, fam. You heard me? Jersey. All right, man. Come on, man. Let's get this party started right. What we got to say now? All right. I just found it. What is it called? New Black America. Okay, cool. Yeah. So this channel that we're about to react to first is called New Black America. That's the name of it. Okay. So, and listen, don't let your boy work for free. Come on, man. Make the show fun. Make the chat glow. You got the super chat button now. Use it. All them people who was, oh, you had the super chat button, I could send you something. Well, you ain't got no excuses no more. It's there now. I don't care if you send 99 cents, $2, it don't matter. Support the show and make the chat glow, okay? Pinned to the top of the chat are the support links, the dono links, right? The real super chat, the PayPal, Cash App, and of course, if you love me, Zelle. The email, if you got Zelle, use the email bell.portlogic@gmail.com, bell.portlogic@gmail.com, okay? And show your boy some love. Don't let me work for free up here, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right? So let's get into the show. Where's my chat at, bro? Hold on, let me take this down. Okay, here it is. Boom. All right, cool. And I got my chat up. I can see the chat. I can see y'all. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Looking ass boy. Hombre Lobo in the building. What's up, though? Hashtag I see your looking ass in the chat, bro. I see your hombre looking ass in the chat. Okay, my video is here. So I got to make sure I can pause and play it. Boom, it's here, right? Yes, this is it. All right, cool. So from here, I should be straight. And then when I change videos, I'm just going to swap it in that box. Okay, cool. We good to go. You heard me? Jersey.
Mr. Beans. Talk to him, son.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
I should have poured me a drink. I should have poured me a drink. I don't know why I didn't pour a drink.
Hey, yo, Mr. Baines, let me talk to him.
Support the show and make the chat glow with a super chat. On me.
Everybody break bread.
Hey, yo, listen. Should I pour a drink? Do y'all want the sober me or the little bit of, the little bit intoxicated me? Put a 1 in the chat if you think I should take a drink. Put a 2 in the chat if you think I should stay sober. I'm comfortable sober, but for some reason I feel like if I have maybe I need to take a little drink. Especially if y'all finna try to make me work for free. I definitely gonna need a drink then. That's a 2. That's the all right. Listen, man. All right, I'm gonna grab my drink. I'm gonna grab my drinky drink. Don't go no now. It's too late for all that. I meant to shit.
Podcast?
And I'm already sitting up here pouring up and shit. Now you want to talk about some I meant to. You should have meant to when you first said it, damn it. Liquor is poured now. You hear that? Too late. Hashtag I meant to looking ass. Hold on. Hashtag I seen your love. I meant to looking ass. Yeah, there we go. This how you hashtag it, y'all. This how you do it. Hashtag I seen your little I meant to looking ass. That's how you do it right there. Boom. Okay. Shout out to my main man, Hombre Lobo, in the building, kicking us off with the $5 super chat. You heard me?
Super chat! Super chat! Oh!
What this nigga say? Damn, that's a long ass hashtag. Okay. I seen your Trailways bus driver looking ass. Yo, this nigga is dumb as hell. Yo, first of all, it's I seen your Lil. Okay? Don't forget the Lil next time. Okay? Cockroach back having ass boy. Look, I seen your little cockroach back having ass boy. Okay? Trailways bus driver. This nigga ain't shit. I'm finna lose weight. Cause all it is, I look like a bus driver shit gonna stop today. Okay? Today. So when I be back down to 190, you know what I'm talking about? Solid. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all gonna be sick. I seen your little weight loss journey looking ass boy. Yeah, we in the building. What's going on? We here. All right. Somebody hit that Zelle and make me feel better. That's what I want. I appreciate all the love. Hit that Zelle and make me feel better, damn it. All right. Yo. Listen, let me say this. If you send me a Cash App and it got your government on there, I'm going to use one of the names. So if you in the chat, then you might as well just tell me who you are in the chat. Unless you don't want me to know and you don't want it to be announced, that's fine. But I'm going to announce the donos. But if it's got your government on there, I might use initials, first or last name only. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to say people's whole government. I know some people like, I don't care. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's just out of respect for my viewers. I ain't gonna say your whole government. So with that being said, salute to my man JM for coming through with the Cash App Dono to support the stream to get us started. You heard me? Yeah. Yeah. Y'all need to be like my main man.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
Ooh, that's spicy. All right. Boom, here we go. All right, now. Let me double check and make sure. Okay, I want to double check and make sure I ain't missed no Zells. All right, here we go. We kicking it off like this here, bro. He talking about let them know it's big bus driver energy. The only bus driver energy I want is the dude who socked the old girl that one time. I know y'all remember that. You going to jail now. Super sock. Sock the shit out of her. All right, y'all. Here we go, man. Again, this channel is called The New Black America. I think the two girls on the end are the main hosts. I think the girl in the middle is a guest. All right. Kamal, you supposed to put hashtag I seen your little uppercut. See, y'all got to get used to it. Hashtag I seen your little uppercut. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's get into it.
But I do want to start with what Amber thinks about that, and then Lala, you could probably follow up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I like to say Jay-Z. I like to say JT is my favorite city girl, okay? I feel like we're witnessing a literal destiny swap right now.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Just so y'all know, right now, specifically, they're responding to the backlash about the, what is it called? The Spin That song, right? And all the backlash that old girl who made the song is getting. So that's what they're responding to, but they're going to take it a little bit deeper.
JT, the other city girl, she has proven to me, or to other people, that she can make other music besides city girl music. I feel like she's the only rapper out right now that's bringing something different. She's bringing like a more alternative, like hip hop kind of rap, and she's not getting any attention right now. But Young Miami, I feel like she's more of a gimmick rapper. This is how she's getting attention. She put out songs before that nobody really cared about. I don't know if y'all heard that T song, like, you know, it's T, fingers touching. Y'all heard that? That was trash. She put this gimmick song out about scamming and stealing, and now it's all over the internet. It's going viral, and I personally am not a big fan of the song. I get it's catchy, but I don't like gimmicky rappers, okay? Like y'all know I listen to Megan, but Megan Thee Stallion is not a gimmicky rapper to me. She can rap about other things. Like Nicki Minaj can rap about other types of music. She don't have to do these gimmicks and songs to go viral on TikTok. So I do think the songs is just showing us like how the Black community put all these criminal activity on a pedestal, because Young Miami cannot rap. She's not a good rapper, but she made a song about scamming and stealing, and everybody like, oh, it's a hit. No, I don't like the song at all. I do think it's a very degenerate song, but I also find it interesting that I don't see people boycott Future on this scale too. I think that's very interesting to point out. Future himself has came out and said he doesn't even do drugs like that, but all of his songs are about doing drugs. Nobody has said, let's boycott Future. Let's boycott his music. Everybody got so much smoke for the women, but male rappers deserve just as much smoke as the women. Like, for example.
So I'm sure y'all can already see that her MO is just what about the men though? That's it. That's all it is. Her MO is what about the men though? Pretty much. All right. I guarantee you, wherever we see her at, if they talking about women, her response is going to be, yeah, but what about the men though? So we already see where this is going.
People got so much smoke towards Megan Thee Stallion, but nobody said nothing about when Trump pardoned Kodak Black and NBA Youngboy. Why are you pardoning Kodak Black and NBA Youngboy? NBA Youngboy got 10 baby mamas. Kodak Black is a drug head. I don't know. He do some kind of drugs or something. Like he's going downhill. And everybody, y'all got so much.
Wait a minute. So the negative thing that you got to say about NBA Youngboy and him being pardoned is that he got baby mamas? Okay, I'm not. I can't, bro. I'm
I
not.
smoke for Maggot, but we don't give male
We'll
rappers
be
as
all
much
day.
smoke. So I think it needs to be a little bit more even when it comes to the feedback, because the women get more smoke than the men, and they're both doing the same thing.
See, again, when you have the kind of intellect that I have, right, where you have the ability to kind of compartmentalize data, right? I can't do it as smoothly as I did when I was younger, but when you have still have an ability to compartmentalize data, what happens is this: you can, I would say, rightfully assert, right, that the person I'm communicating with right now, let's say this woman was on the panel with me, right? The person I'm communicating right now would more than likely agree with or also regurgitate this other talking point, right? Based on how many other women we've seen say it or regurgitate it. And therefore now when she says this thing, I'm running it through the filter, knowing that she would say this other thing too. And then you hear me say, she's stupid. A lot of times when people hear me say that, I'm telling you, I know this for a fact off of how people respond to me. They think that I'm just insulting people by calling them stupid. They don't actually believe that I'm processing the information, right? That I'm processing what this person is saying, and based on what I believe their intellectual capability should be, right? And saying, oh, okay, I get it. You're just stupid, right? Because when she says this thing now, right, where it's like, oh, you're giving this energy to the women, but not to the men. You need to be able to do that, right? From a place where I can say, okay, I'll give you an example. If you are a woman and you make $500,000 a year, and then you have a man and they make $500,000 a year, the woman has a husband, the man has a wife, they both have 2 kids, and they're both paying for everything where their spouses and children don't have to work at all. Guess what I would say? I would say that as a man living like that, and you have the capability to provide for other people as well, yes, I think it's okay for you to take on other wives. I think it's okay for you to practice polygamy, right? And more specifically for your spouse who's a woman, I think she should just be quiet, right? Because you obviously you have a father. You have somebody who is paying for everything and you don't have to do anything. So you don't have a partner, you have a father. So just be quiet, right? And you don't get to tell your father what he can and can't do with his resources, even if that includes taking on and having responsibility of another woman or multiple women, right? But watch this. If I moved it to the woman, I would say the exact same thing. I would. And the only complication would be is if you allow those other men to put babies in you. You know what I'm saying? It'll be complicated if you doing too much. You don't know who the father is. But if you can get past that, it's like, yo, I know who the father is, or you not even going to have no more kids, but you have the resources to make provisions for multiple spouses and you want to have 3 husbands, by all means, get on how you live. As long as you're being the provider, I ain't got nothing to say, right? But when we look at the regular dynamics of a relationship between a man and a woman, and women say things like, oh, if you're a man and you sleep with a bunch of women, then you're a player. But if I sleep with a bunch of men, I'm a hoe. It's like, yes, that's going to stand. And it's like, well, what about the men though? Well, see, in this essence, it doesn't count. There's other parameters that kick in. This is a man. He has to get attention from women. He has to go after women. He has to chase women. He has to provide for women. He has to do all these things for women. Whereas you just have to be a woman. You got 50 dudes in your DM every day. He got 1 or 2 girls, maybe. Right? You got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. About 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dudes. More than likely the man ain't got that going on. You see what I'm saying? If I'm correct, I don't think I've ever looked this up, but I would be willing to bet $5 that the majority of men who have multiple kids have them by the same woman. I would be willing to bet $5 on it. I've never looked that up. And remember, I said the majority. So it just needs to be 51%. 51% of men who have multiple kids have them by the same woman. I would be willing to bet money that that's true. Whereas we know the opposite already ain't true because too many red pill men have already did the research. You see what I'm saying? So it's things that complicate it where you can't always just say, well, what about the men though? Because some things don't correlate to men and women equally. This woman, y'all know, would in no way, shape, form, or fashion would be a provider spouse. She would not have a man who don't have to work or do nothing while she pay for everything. Everything. She would not do it. But I guarantee you she would allow for a man in her life to pay for everything. So then how do you get to say, what about the men though? You already know there's a difference between men and women. You know it. But whenever you don't want that difference to be there, then you just want to be like, oh no, men and women are the same. No. There needs to be some consistency in your logic to when you argue for men and women being the same. And in this situation, it's not there. Not yet. Maybe she can make a logical argument, but she hasn't. But the truth of the matter is you want women to be held to a higher esteem. And yet, if they doing the same shit as the men, you think we should just stand for it and sit back and not have nothing to say. That's insane. That's insane. How do we hold them to a higher standard? How do we see them as this demographic of society that needs to be protected, that should be provided for, that should be loved with this agape love and this Christ-like love and all of that? How do we do that if all you're doing is behaving the exact same way as the men? There's no differentiation there. In order for you to be treated different, you need to be different. So you don't get to say the men do it too. Understand? Let's go.
That's how I feel.
I agree. I totally agree with that. But I mean, we are women, so we're going to address women. And you're seeing that life is imitating art. Like here is Young Miami. She has this song. Here are the lyrics to it. We'll add it to stage. Let's just read over these lyrics, okay? Where are all my scamming ass niggas at? Where they at? Spending that money fast. Spend it. 20s, 50s, 100s, cash. Boy, go in that.
Boy, go in that go-yard bag. All right, let me go.
Boosting bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in your bag. All right? Just to
sing for copyright purposes.
Pop some tags. Right. Singing for copyright tags. Or copyright purposes. But okay, y'all get the point. She's talking about boosting, right? But now this is trickling down into real life. Have you heard about Wiley Cohen? Wiley Cohen was this little boy who got shot by police because his mother was boosting out of a store pulled her baby up when the cop, because she didn't want to get out of the car, and the cop shot and killed the baby.
I am pausing right here just because I want to take a quick breath before I see what her response is going to be. Because I'm willing to bet money it ain't going to be no accountability. I guarantee you it ain't going to be no accountability. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's crazy. I wasn't even thinking about it from that angle, but that's a great angle, my little light-skinned friend. That's a great angle to make an argument against it, right? To say, yeah, but look at what you're doing as a woman, right? Who's more than likely to have a kid and more than likely to be in possession of said kid. And then when you're out participating in the lifestyle, being perpetrated in this music, it costs you the life of your child. It's a great argument. Let's see.
So this
Did
is
you
what
also
I'm-
hear?
Go ahead.
Wait, sorry.
No,
No, I was saying, did you also hear about the mother and daughter duo who got caught by the police because she went on the internet playing Young Miami song with the stolen Louis Vuitton bags? Like,
exactly.
she put that song out. She's setting y'all up. Y'all dry snitching on yourselves because y'all want to show off how much y'all scamming and boosting because that song is making it seem like, oh, it's such a good, fun thing. Now you on the internet. Now you're going to jail.
But this is what our problem is with the music. So remember how you were saying that you have enough common sense to split the entertainment from the music. So like it doesn't really affect culture. It doesn't really affect you because it's just entertainment. But this is a clear example of how Young Miami's Boostin' song affected culture because that mother and that daughter, they got caught boosting out of what is it? Louis Vuitton?
Louis Vuitton.
No. They had already stolen the bags and they went on TikTok and they were dry snitching on themselves and posted all their pictures with all the bags. And then I guess the law enforcement had found them on TikTok and then came back and arrested them. And they were posting to the song. So this is what I'm saying is like she's creating this culture of boosters and it's affecting actual real life where people are like, oh, well, if Young Miami's boosting, I'm going to boost too.
Creating a culture of boosters. I'm not sure you can give her that much credit. She's reporting on the culture. I don't think you can say she's creating it. It already existed. Even if you said she has new people thinking it's okay, that's still not creating the culture. The culture already existed. She did not create the culture of boosting and scamming, right? She's just reporting on it. So I think that's probably a reach.
I don't even think that it's like if Young Miami is boosting, I'm gonna boost too, because I believe these girls were like already boosters. But the point is, it's like, oh, what I'm doing is okay. What I'm doing is a part of the culture. What I'm doing is being celebrated. And then you have these celebrities like Lisa Ray and Halle Berry that are dancing to the song, and it's just like that is like giving the song more momentum. Because when these kids, like you have to understand how children work. Children learn children learn with reward and discipline. Okay, so when they see something you tell them like, no, don't do that. That is wrong. They learn like, oh, okay, that is wrong. It is wrong to do whatever the thing is. But then when you are celebrating and you are smiling and you are dancing to a song that is about boosting, scamming, and killing other Black people, how do you think that registers to children? Children register that like, oh, the adults are celebrating this. The adults think that this is okay. And this is why the behavior is trickled down into the kids, and then they start stealing, then they start killing, and then they start, and I agree with you, what you said, like the males need to be held accountable too, but I would argue the males have been held accountable for a very long time. And now that we're starting to shine the light on what the women are doing also, because they've been saying Black men ain't shit. That's not a new concept. That's not it's been a concept for a while. Black men have been stigmatized for a while.
They
Black
said
men have
bitches
been
ain't
taken,
shit
they've
either.
been, but
That's twice. She can't help herself. I told you, see the weave and all of that, you know what kind she is, right? She can't help herself. They said this too. They did that too. She not going to be able to help herself. Even while the woman just said, I believe that you're right that the men should be held accountable too, but they have been being held accountable for a long time. They're probably not going to mention this. I can't be sure of it. I haven't watched the video, but maybe I don't know. I can't tell how old people are anymore. But I was going to say, is she too young to know about Dolores Tucker? Is she too young to know about how they protested the shit out of Black male rap music in the 90s? The whole reason why it's a parental advisory sticker on cassettes and CDs and vinyls and all of that stuff that you can buy is because of Black male rappers. They took Luke to court, tried to ban Tupac, smashed up NWA records. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is just, again, the whataboutism, bro. They can't help themselves. And then you sound stupid. This is how it happens.
But that is like a little bit more newer than the black. It started with the black men. It started talking about black men. Black women were talking about black men first. Okay, they were the ones that were just being negative. I bet you don't hear that I'm the mother and the father stuff no more. No, because people got on black women about that, trying to take away Father's Day from black men. So I mean, I don't know. I think everybody needs to be held accountable, but in the same light, I think black women don't want to accept accountability, and men are not like women. Men are not going to deflect and be like, well, it's okay because,
The
my
women
kids
do
don't
it.
listen to it, or you don't have to let your kids. Men are not like that. They'll be like, you know what, you're right. Women won't even look at the issue that we're talking about. They won't even address the issue. Future does not have a hit song on the radio. Okay, even I even talk about they not like us, because who is they and who are we not like? I talk about the music that I don't like on the radio, whether it's male or female, but I'm not going to hold back when these women are promoting degeneracy, Cardi B included. Cardi B included. She's like a circus clown, literally. And I just think that when we say, oh, this is okay, but this is not, like, do you think promoting prostitution is okay? Do you understand why, like, a lot of these women are half naked on the internet? Why a lot of these women are escorts and prostitutes and are working off their phones, or are working off these sites, or are working off of OnlyFans? Do you think that came out of like a vacuum? It happens when people accept degeneracy. When people do nothing about degeneracy, it gets more degenerate. That's all.
They're doing it for the same reason. The homicide rates are high. You said they hold men accountable, but if they were holding male rappers accountable, then I feel like the culture would also be different, because the murder rate, the drug rate they're on equal footing here. The prostitution, boys killing each other, it's the same thing. They're not holding each other accountable on like a big scale. I feel like all of them are wrong on both sides, but women will get way more pushback than men. You said they've been holding men accountable. I don't see it. And I don't see it. If they are, where are the results? The results are not.
Imagine this. This is how you know that this person is full of shit. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Imagine this. This is what she said. She said the women be getting all this pushback. She said everybody be trying to hold these women accountable. So we know what she's talking about is words, right? We know that's what she's talking about. She's talking about words. She's not talking about nobody going to jail. She's not talking about nobody being taken to court. She's not talking about nobody being executed. She's not talking about nobody losing anything, losing their job, losing their kids. She's just talking about words. She's talking about people having critical words for women. Imagine this grown-ass black woman. Again, it's very difficult for me to tell how old these people are because of all the stuff that they do with the makeup and the hair and the wigs and all of that. They doing that until they 70, so I don't know. But I'm just going to assume that this chick is a millennial. And again, this is what makes her full of shit. To try to sit here and pretend like you don't hear nobody, including women. Because she just said, I don't see it. You said people holding men accountable, but I don't see it. So you don't even see women holding men accountable. So you're the only one who's critiquing men the way you're critiquing men right now. Hold on, where my sound effects at? Damn! So you're the first and only person that you've ever known or heard or seen critiquing and holding men accountable the way you're doing right now on this show. This is the first time you ever seen or heard that. If you believe that shit, put a 1 in the chat so I can block you. This is what I mean, bro. Listen, I'm tired of, I'm not going to go back to trying to pretend I'm not me. I'm me. That don't mean everything about me I like or want to hold on to for the rest of my life. But one thing I'm not going to do is dumb myself down for people. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Shit ain't gonna happen. So with that being said, podcast. So with that being said, girl, you stupid. You don't get your dumb ass out of here. No. You're lying. Nobody believes you when you say you haven't seen anybody talking crazy about the things that men do. This is what she named. She named homicide. So you don't see nobody holding boys accountable. They don't get locked up and go to jail. Ain't nobody critical of the shooting and all of that. Nobody ain't pleading for them to slow down. None of that other stuff. Is that right? That's what you really finna try to sit here and tell us and make us believe. The drugs. Say no to drugs. All the drug campaigns against drugs. The fact that they was getting charged 100 times more for crack cocaine than they was for powder cocaine. Right? Again, all of the protests against the music back in the day, even if we're just talking about the music. But you said murders and all this other stuff, so we're not just talking about the music no more. Right? For her to sit here and pretend like nobody ain't been holding men accountable with words. Again, what she said is happening to the women is just talk. And you want us to believe that as long as you've been on earth, you haven't heard nobody be critical of men's behavior. Stop lying. Damn! Stop. I know you, I don't actually expect you to. Me saying stop lying is just, par for the course. I don't expect for you to. First of all, you're a woman, right? Then on top of all of that, you're a black woman. But then you're a weave makeup wearing woman. So we know you're a liar, right? You're lying about your looks right now. Again, not attacking. That's a true statement, right? But you should try. Like you should try to stop lying. I promise you. Shout out to my man Hombre Lobo for coming through with the $5 super chat. He said, oh my God, this guy. Okay. He said, hashtag, I seen your little BJ and the bear tractor trailer driving. Yo, time yourself out, bro. Time yourself out, bro.
Super chat. Super chat. Oh.
Salute to my man for coming through on the hashtag I seen your Lil side of the game. Make sure y'all hashtagging in the chat, man. I seen your Lil. Take it to other platforms too. All right, let's have fun with that. You heard me? Jersey, you know what it is. Let me sip my drink.
Mr. Beans. Talk to him, son.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
Hey, yo, Mr. Baines, let me talk to him.
Support the show and make the chat glow with a super chat. On me.
On me.
Everybody break bread.
Let's go.
Let me ask you a question. So whose watch is these 14-year-olds and these 15-year-olds and these 16-year-olds that are toting guns? Whose watch are they killing each other on? Are they killing each other on their father's watch because we have single dads in the house? Or are they killing each other on their mother's watch? These women are raising killers, okay? They're raising killers, and they are promoting degeneracy into their child. I would rather someone leave than to feed their child degeneracy. I would rather you go bye-bye, okay, go bye-bye, than to feed my child degeneracy. I will find another man to take care of my children if that's what it has to come down to. If I have to lower my standards a little bit, I will find someone that will be a father to my children. But what I will not do is promote degeneracy and put it into my children because the father is not home.
Right.
But there are several cases of men in their sons' lives who do the same thing. I feel like that topic is like it's outdated. We can point to two-parent house.
That's 4. That's 4 times. Right? That's 4 times. There are several cases of men who do the same thing. Got you.
If their son acting like a gangster, we can show like little boys growing up in the suburbs who still want to put on a Pooh Shiesty mask. I feel like it's a bigger cultural issue, and we're not going to change anything if we don't address both sides evenly. We can't just talk about women all day. Okay.
Yeah, but
Because
I
the
mean,
men
this
need to step.
specific topic is about a woman. We're like we can't talk about.
Well, yeah,
men
this
too.
one is.
I address every
But she's a part of a bigger
topic,
problem.
but and I agree. I totally agree. Even down to the BET thing. Like, you know, who is BET owned by? Okay, who are the people like Larry Ellison? David Ellison is the owners of BET. So, and honestly, they just became the owners. They just acquired BET. But who is okay with promoting this? The fact that black people would even get up on BET. This is how full of crap the black community is. They would get up on BET and pretend like this is a black company. Like this is all about black people when it's all about promoting degeneracy and it's all about profit. That is all. All those people in that building, when they're spinning that shit, yeah, they all profit off of that song. They all profit off of black people being degenerate, off black people spending their money all willy-nilly. These people are profiting off of that. And I think that to sit back and act like, well, I know you're not, because I know we're kind of on the same side of this, but I'm just more pushing back with like the Megan Thee Stallions, because I think it's all the same issue. I don't think that this issue is different from the Megan Thee Stallion issue or the Cardi B issue or the Chief Keef or Little Durk or Future. I don't think any of these issues are different. I think at first I was on the side of like, we have a First Amendment right. We shouldn't be able to use people's lyrics against them. Young Miami single-handedly flipped me on this topic, and it shouldn't have took a boosting song, because the songs where they were talking about killing each other should have been enough when the men were talking about killing each other. But I single-handedly am flipped on whether they should be able to use the lyrics against her. I think they should take her. I think they should drag her ass right to jail. That's what I think. I think that they should go to Miami, wherever she's at, and take her right to jail for inciting violence and being an accessory to criminality. That's what I think. Wow. And I think that people will learn about promoting crime. That's what I think. I think it has to get a little bit more radical before we can come back down to common sense. Okay? I think we're going to have to get a little bit more radical in these situations because people are not getting it. Okay? And then when someone like Cyrus Carmack is shot in the back because he was allegedly stealing or he was profiled, however you want to put it, and then you turn around and sing a song like this as you say you're going to boycott the Asians, like, are y'all okay? None of it makes sense. None of it even lines up. And like, where is the logic in all of this? Like, can somebody break any of this down for me? Because none of it is making sense. Like 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. This is.
Well, listen, man. I mean, listen. The fact that she is able to focus on the topic at hand, I have to give her applause for that. Right? We know sometimes you have to talk about both genders for some scenarios, but this ain't one of them. This is one of them ones where it's okay to just address the females because y'all talking specifically about this woman and her song. So the going back to the men is just showing the feminism and misandry that's in your heart. And Clarissa Shields' better looking sister, as my man Ombre said in the chat, I mean, she just standing on business. I can't even be mad at her.
One of them 1 + 1 = 3 because they had a baby type thing, and it's not making sense.
Yeah, and well, I also want to say, hold on. I just want to respond to one thing that you said, Amber. You said that this conversation is over when we're talking about young men being raised under single moms, that we've seen young men being raised under single moms go on to do all these great things. And that's great, but that's the exception of the rule. We saw with the NBA draft how every single young black boy that got drafted into the NBA had an active father in his life. Even if the mother and the father weren't together, he had an active father that was there day in and day out to advocate for him, to move his son up and through the different, navigate all of the.
Damn, what part of the draft I missed? All of it, because I don't watch it. Damn, how y'all, okay, y'all, was the fathers there or something? How'd she know that? That's crazy.
The politics that is the NBA, that is the sports life and arena. You need a father for that, to put your
That's
son
true,
in
but
position.
that's true.
So what do you, like...
Yeah, no, that's true, but also that's a fairly new thing. That's a fairly new thing. We didn't see that much back in
Because people are more degenerate now. That's why people are not able to fall. Like at first, you could have these single mothers that were not degenerate, and they can raise somewhat of a decent child. But my question to all of this, to Black women, because I think you guys will be worried about this: who's going to buy your house now? Because these people have fathers and mothers that are in their lives that probably have husbands or whatever the case may be. It's no more raising these single Black boys up so he could be like, I'm going to buy my mama a house. Who going to buy your house now?
To be clear, well,
that is not hitting the way that you think it's hitting for intelligent people. Like, they still gonna buy the house. Like it don't matter if the dad is there or not. You get to the NBA, you get that kind of bag, you gonna buy your mama a house. You gonna buy your parents a house. If your mama and your daddy ain't together, but they both still around, right? You gonna buy your mama a house. Hell, I just want to pay off my mama's house, right? So I'm just saying, like, that ain't hit the way that you think it was gonna hit for smart people, right? Low level idiot gonna be like, yeah, what are you gonna do now, single mothers? Like, no, that's that ain't hit the way you think it's gonna hit. But let's see what the Miss Andrews has to say.
Who's gonna buy your house? Because now we got couples.
Let's be clear though. Single Black women are the leading in buying homes right now. I personally wouldn't buy a house as a single Black woman, but single Black women are buying houses right now more than anybody else. So
single Black women are leading in buying anything. They're leading in buying leaves. They're leading in student loan debt. They're leading in a lot of buying of stuff. So who gets the most foreclosures? Let's look into that.
You asked who's gonna buy the house. They already are buying houses, right? Black women are buying houses right now.
Okay, well, that may be they sacrifice the being able to buy the house for the husband, and now their child is losers. So I hope I hope the loser kid and your husband that you don't have was worth it. That's all I'm going to say. Because, yeah, you got a house, but you're alone in there. Women are unhappier than ever. Okay, so they have these houses, but guess what? They're lonely because nobody cares about their house. Because guess what? These men have houses too, and they don't have to deal with these women's crap, especially when they're baby mamas and they got multiple baby daddies, and they're hard to handle. They're not easy to manage. So who's the loser here? Still Black women.
Yo, this shit crazy, bro. I mean, on one hand, right? The content creator in me can appreciate this. The we need to hold women accountable version of me can absolutely appreciate this. But I'm going to tell you what I'm afraid of, Kamal. Let me tell you what I'm afraid of. Shout out to my main man, C. Rich. Pardon me for 1 second. I'll tell you what I'm afraid of right after this. Shout out to my man, C. Rich, in the building for the $5 super chat. He said, this just alone, I need 10 back. Keep up the good work, big dog. This guy here, man.
Super chat. Super chat. Oh!
Yo, my man said, I need 10 back. He gave me a loan I didn't ask for and then said I need 10 back. Yo, they call that something, don't they? They used to call that something, right? What do they call that? When the people used to go and make folks pay them for protection, but the protection was really from them. This dude is strong arming me for $5 right now. I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. So y'all watch out for him. Y'all know that man know kung fu and shit. All right. So let me tell y'all what I'm afraid of. That was a nice segue. Being afraid to see Rich, from being afraid to see Rich, to tell you what I'm afraid of with this sister here. Clarissa Shields' sister. Bruh. I'm afraid it's some conservative douchebaggery behind all this talk, bro. Hold on, bro. I'm afraid there's some conservative douchebaggery behind all of this talk right now, bro. I'm afraid if we start getting into her politics, it's going to be black people ain't shit and black people and white people ain't did nothing to you and y'all wasn't never slaves and Trump is the greatest man on earth. I'm not saying it is because I haven't watched enough of the content to say that it is. And she hasn't said anything directly to make me say, yes, for sure, that's what it is. But hashtag I seen your look conservative douchebag. I'm just saying that it just sounds like it's on the way, bro. I don't know. But salute.
Mr. Beans. Talk to him, son.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
Hey, yo, Mr. Baines, let me talk to him.
Support the show and make the chat glow with a super chat. On me.
Everybody break bread.
Oh, that's messed up, man. Damn. My man Kamal, my cousin from another mother in the chat said, she is, laugh out loud, bro. I done watched them. The two on the end are black conservatives. See, I told you. Damn, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. I knew it, man. I knew it. This is what I mean. Remember earlier when I was telling y'all about the ability to compartmentalize conversations? So now it's like when you start talking a certain way, and I can see other things too, though. It's like the talk is there. It's like, oh, but like the one on the left in the pink, she dressed like a conservative douchebag. But the girl in the right, she looked like a normal hood chick, right? She just talked like Officer Tatum's, baby sister or some shit. I knew it, bro. I knew it.
Still the losers.
Amber.
Oh, well, black people are losers. Men be losers too.
Yeah, but what do you say about?
That's
well,
five.
what do you say about these
That's
young
five
black
times.
men getting
Men
drafted
too.
to the
That's
league,
all
and
she
every
got.
single one of them has an active father? Don't you think that is like, even if it is relatively new, like we know LeBron James, like his mother was notoriously like a single mom, and raised LeBron James, who went off to join the league, and this happens a lot. Like we know people. I think that's people that we know, like stories as well, that they might have been a single. They raised by a single mother, but they went on to be successful. But we're seeing a change happening in the league, at least with this year, that the majority of men that were drafted were coming from two-parent households. So what do you say about that?
I mean, I think it's a good thing. I'm glad we're seeing some changes finally. I mean, I had nothing bad to say about it. I mean, I agree. Every man, every child, boy or girl, needs to grow up with both parents in the house. So I'm glad we are seeing that change happen. Nothing really negative I can say about it, besides it's a good thing.
Yeah, but don't you see how there is a benefit, like a clear, obvious advantage that people have when they have two-parent households and when they're raised by a single parent?
You think so? You're saying you think because of the fact they were raised in two-parent household, that's why they got to the draft?
Yes, because they had a father in the home to teach them discipline, a father in the home to teach them consistency, work ethic, to help them navigate through the politics of sports and the politics of athletics, and to select schools for them to go to, the right camps for them to go to. Like, they had an active father that was tracking and monitoring their progression as they were raised to prep them and put them in position to be drafted.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart. But put her ass in detention, bro. Like, yo, listen. This is a horrible argument. It's a horrible argument. It sounds good because you're saying all of these things, right? That rightfully so, a father's role in the kid's life could look exactly like what she described, right? But then you have to tell us how them other million niggas made it to the NBA without a dad. her question was, so you saying the dad are the reason why they made it to the NBA? You're saying yes, and then you're naming all these things, right? That's pretty good. I'm just saying, but no. I'm sorry. The same way how I don't want mamas to take credit for they sons getting to the NBA, I don't want dads to take credit either. It's the kid. When it's all said and done, will I give you applause for raising your kid? Absolutely. Will I salute you for having a successful kid? Absolutely. But when it comes to that shit, when it comes to sports and entertainment, that shit ain't you. I'm sorry. Unless you was just hands-on in the gym, you know what I'm saying, in the ring, at the field, whatever it was, unless you was you was coaching, you know what I'm saying, unless you was that, no sir. I'm not giving you credit for your child's ability. I'm not doing that. They had that ability. They saw it. They went after it. Hey, and then once you saw that they were serious about it, yeah, you made sure they had shoes. You made sure they had cleats. You made sure they showed up on time and all of that other shit. So do mamas, though. You know what I'm saying? So so do stepdads. So do uncles. So do coaches. So do teachers. But if the kid ain't focused, y'all will hear this. You'll hear people like myself and others tell you, we knew guys who were as good as the guys in the NBA, not excluding Michael Jordan. And I'm standing on that. I knew a couple of guys who were that good. And a couple of guys who were on a trajectory to be that good. If it wasn't for distractions, their choices that led them astray, not having discipline and stuff like that. The people in their lives, mom and dad and whoever else, not being able to let them know that the path they were on, the choices they were making, the people they were hanging out with were going to derail them, not being able to convince them of that. So, I mean, again, I'm not trying to make it seem like the picture that she painted is wrong or that fathers don't do that. But I'm saying like, nah, I'm not giving nobody credit for Kevin Durant. I'm not giving nobody credit. I might give Daryl Curry credit for Steph Curry. I ain't gonna lie. he might be an exception to the rule, right? Because Daryl Curry could shoot that thing. And obviously, he had Steph Curry shooting that thing. Okay? He had Steph Curry shooting that thing. And then he gave him a brother who's right there in age with him so they could shoot that thing together, right? So Dale Curry might be one of the exceptions to the rule. But as a general rule, no, I'm not giving parents credit for their kids making it to the league. I'm not doing that.
I would say also two-parent households, like I would say that skill itself is not good enough anymore. Actually, that's what I would say that this is showing, because a lot of the times these boys used to just have this natural talent.
Oh my God, this is woman
and they
logic.
were able to excel just naturally without having a father training them. And now you have these boys that
this is insane. No, stop. This is going off the rails. Oh my God. You cannot make the argument that because you see a lot more moms and dads with their sons in the draft this year, that means that the kids from single parent homes ain't gonna make it no more. Come on. Like, come on. No. Listen, y'all don't know this, right? Because y'all just talking now about what you're doing now because you got a podcast. But look at it like this. I don't know if this is true or not. I'll look it up just to see, right? So, was Patrick Mahomes' dad at the draft with Patrick? Okay, so as I assumed, no, Patrick Mahomes was not at the live draft venue in 2017. He chose to stay home in Texas with his family and friends rather than at the event. His father and the rest. Oh, no. Okay. Why would you say no, stupid? Oh, I fucking hate this dumbass AI. It says his father and the rest of his family were right there with him at his home. So he didn't come to the building. but his father was that, so he was at home. Okay, so let me make the point I was gonna make. AI is so fucking stupid sometimes. Like, look at how I phrased that question. Was Patrick Mahomes' dad at the draft with Patrick? No, Patrick Mahomes was not at the live draft. Like, come on, that's not what I asked you. All right, so what my point is this, is that there's a lot of times where there's kids who get drafted and the dads ain't at the draft. And it does not mean that the dad wasn't in their life at all, right? It just is what it is. Not all the time are the dads at the draft. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids get drafted well, I'm glad it made this era, because to this point, sometimes kids get drafted and they ain't even at the draft. If I remember correctly, up until recently, they only broadcasted like the first round. And then I think they started doing the second round. I don't know if they do all of them now, but they wasn't broadcasting all of the rounds, especially not in the NFL, right? So I'm just saying, like, you can't do this. You can't make this argument that, you know what I'm saying, that, oh, now that it's fathers in the home, that no more kids coming from single parent homes are gonna make it to the draft. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all can't do this, bro. Please don't.
Do have fathers in the household and that are able to train, because, like, one thing I tell people all the time, you could be really good at something, but if you're not consistent, it doesn't matter. You know, so when you have these fathers that are consistently in these boys' lives, and then you see these mothers, they're getting more and more degenerate, I would say that this is a sign that it's being is affecting their children, is what I'm trying to say. So because of the level of degeneracy that is rising, that people that are in those two-parent stable households are showing to improve more in this area, rather than these people that are growing up with these degenerate mothers who are not providing dads for them, and they're not able to have an environment where they can master their craft. So they're having these boys that come from these two-parent households surpass them.
I see what she's saying. So basically, you're saying that the degeneracy is getting so bad that less of the kids from the single mother homes are actually making it all the way through. But in order to argue that for the draft this year, I mean, you're arguing that this year, right? Like this year, all the kids from single mother, not all, that's hyperbolic. So if you put that shit in the chat, I'm going to block you. It's hyperbolic. But like all the kids that came from single mother homes just didn't make it. Like that's like, you can't put it all on this year is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, they could have requested all of that shit for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? They could have requested it this year to have all those fathers around and all this and that. I mean, you see how the kids was with Roger Goodell. And he was getting pushed back from that. I know, at least from me and other people too in the sports. I've seen a few commentators who talked about they ain't like all that. These guys getting drafted, they coming out and jumping into your arms and shit like they big ass babies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Big 300-pound ass niggas jumping into your arms and all of that other shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these niggas got fathers. You know, they got somebody to do all that with. You are the commissioner of the league. Shake their hand as they come out. Walk them to wherever, let them put their jersey or their hat on, let them go to the camera and do their little interview and go on back and be with their fathers and their family, right? So, I don't know. I see what she's saying, but just for this year, no, I don't think you would say that. Because then next year, what's going to happen if next year, during the draft, we see a whole bunch of kids come in with no fathers, or at least no fathers present? You see what I'm saying? Then what you going to say? So I don't think this is a good argument.
What we're seeing. Look at the culture.
And Young Miami has children. Like, she has a son. So what do you think the effects are on her son when he sees her in her music videos dressed in BDSM, and when she's talking about how she likes Diddy peeing in her mouth? Like, what effects does this have on your son who
gets on
the internet and sees that his mom...
Whoa. Damn! We not gonna just slide past that like you ain't just say what you just said. She said the words that she like Diddy to pee in her mouth. Is there anybody who can clarify that? Nah, she ain't say that shit out loud. Yo. Nope. She didn't say that shit out loud. I know y'all lying. I know y'all lying. Lady, why would you get on your podcast and lie like this? Didn't you see, who was that? Didn't Cardi B just sue somebody for lying on her on their podcast? You might want to take this back, lady, because I know this girl ain't said that out loud. She ain't that crazy. She is not that crazy. Take it back, lady. Take it back. Take it back, lady. Little boy said not exactly. Okay. Kamal said she don't mind being She ain't said that, bro. Y'all lying, man. Let me look this up, bro. What's her name again? Young Miami. That's her name, right? Did Young Miami ever say she was okay with urine during sex? Yes, Young Miami originally stated on a January 2023 episode of her Carisha Please podcast that she liked golden showers and that it just do something to me. However, she later admitted she completely lied and made it up just to promote her card game, Risha Roulette. Nope. Won't let you take it back now, lady. You shouldn't have said it. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have said it, lady. Nope, you said it and now you got to live with it. From now on, your name is Young PP. Hashtag, I seen your little pissy ass. Hashtag, I seen your little young PP.
Is essentially a prostitute.
Hashtag, I seen your little young
I definitely
PP.
think it's going to affect him. And by the way, her son's father, and I think he got shot like a few years back or something. So like he just
no
got murdered not too
there.
long ago. Yeah, right. So like I do think it's going to affect him in some type of way, maybe when it comes to relationships with other women. But the fact that he's growing up in like a decent household with money and might not be on the same level as we see as little boys in the projects. But I do think it's going to affect his relationships with women, especially seeing your mother dating men like Diddy. Like witnessing that as a little boy, I think he's probably going to be like a little, what's the word? Like a gigolo or something. I don't think he's going to like grow up and value women the way he should be because of his mother.
He should, the way he should be. You know what, lady? Me gonna lock you up. I know this is not a stupid detention episode. I don't even know if we could do any more of those because of YouTube, but yeah, nah, lady, come on now. Listen. Truth be told, right? The money might have an effect. It might alter, right? Some of the programming to view things a certain way, you know? The same way how you like, okay, so you might have a guy that's in the hood versus a guy that's coming from affluence, right? And the guy in the hood has been taught that spending money on women, like, is tricking. And the guy of affluence is just like, hey, I don't even know how they describe it, but it's just something to do, right? You got money, you're going to spend it on something. And what do we like doing more than women, right? Like, it's just like that kind of thing. So the money, it may look different. Because he's coming from that kind of background and influence, it might make it to where he's not hypercritical of women who live that way. Because that's the one part that you women don't never want to acknowledge. Whenever we talk about how and why men are the way they are with women, you make it seem like it's just men. And then when you do want to acknowledge that it's women, it's their girlfriends, and your response is who hurt you. It's never like any real conversation or accountability for the fact that, oh yeah, men go through stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So it's never, oh, these mamas be doing this and doing that and having these boys this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? It's never really like that. So, but it is what it is, man. All right, man, that's the end of that video. I think I might have spent too much time on that video, but I don't be wanting to let them play too long because YouTube just be on bullshit, man. But listen, man, let's get that Cash App popping, man. Let's get the Super Chats popping. Let's support the show.
Mr. Beans. Talk to him, son.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
Hey, yo, Mr. Baines, let me talk to him.
Support the show and make the chat glow with a super chat. On me.
On me. On me.
Everybody break bread, break bread.
All right, let's jump into our second video of the day, which is this one. Yes, it's this one. From my main man, Lapeef and them.
If God were to come to you tonight, T, and say, I'm going to grant you a daughter tomorrow, but you can only pick between the two. You can only pick between a daughter that looks like Harriet Tubman or Scarlett Johansson. Which daughter would you choose?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You were talking real high of Harriet Tubman. So you only had two choices. God gave you two choices. He says either you can pick a daughter that will look like Harriet Tubman or a daughter that'll look like Scarlett Johansson. Who are you choosing, T?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Why y'all so traumatized? Why y'all so broken? Why y'all so mean? Why every woman I come across always heals?
Showing your colors, that projection, that lack of mother figure.
You're showing your
hate that you have towards the
showing
women
you're showing why you got your problems. You're showing you don't
T,
like the men talk. You don't like that, right?
You want to hear what you gotta say.
T, if we were to engage,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get back to the video, bro. I grew up watching adult movies, right? So it was a couple of them cats who I just thought, like, I mimicked them, right? When I was with women, you know? You just, same way how when you watch basketball players, you mimic them. You watch football players, you mimic them. We watch comedians, we end up regurgitating their jokes. Anything you watch a lot, you'll pick up things from it, you know? All that two-hand motion thing that the girls be doing while they giving hand, they got that from Superhead. They wasn't doing that shit like that. Then the Superhead video dropped, and now every girl think this shit is a flex. They think they ain't really got to do nothing with their mouth long as they do this. Like it's a goddamn pepper shaker or some shit. It's just irritating. You even touch my dick like that, I might slap you. But that I'm saying that to say this though. Right? Outside of that, I don't live vicariously through men like that, right? I'm comfortable in my own skin. Right? So when I say this, anybody who assumes it's because I'm hating is just stupid. Mont's looks work against him. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Because as much as the chicks love him and he can get laid as much as he want to, Then what? Right? Then what? In reality, bro, if I was able to get a plethora of women and all I had to do was be a feminist, was be a talking head for women's talking points, was to cater to their egos, nigga, I just wouldn't be getting laid. Just wouldn't do it. It's some shit to me that's just more important than having women's approval. And that's one of them things is just standing on the truth, standing on what's real, right? That's why I want to react to that show he did tomorrow. Because like all of these people who are creating these panels for everybody to come and pretty much agree on some kumbaya shit, no challenging, nobody there to test your theories, to test your ideologies, to test your consistency. It's irritating. It's probably more irritating than it is boring. And it would be more boring if I wasn't a content creator. But because I'm a content creator and I know I can respond to it, then it's less boring, but it's still boring. But it's just more irritating. Like, no, this person said this and then they said something else. You know those two things are in conflict with each other. But because you want to rock with women so bad, you won't test it and you won't call it out. But then when you on panels with men and they say some shit that's inconsistent, then you ready to call it out. Then you ready to challenge them on it. I ain't gonna lie, that's some suck ass shit, bro. And I understand now why the people were saying, oh, you monting, right? They calling it monting. Oh, you just monting right now. Yo, you monting right now, right? When it comes to the females. And I mean, he don't care because he don't fuck with men, I'm assuming, right? He don't fuck with men, so it's like, well, fuck what you niggas think because all these girls love me, right? Lil Wayne, long as my bitch love me, right? Well, listen, I never really cared about having a whole lot of bitches. So as long as my bitch love me, I don't give a fuck what the rest of these stupid ass women think. And when they say some inconsistent shit, I'm going to call them out on that the same way I would a dude. They keep arguing that we supposed to be treated equally. We just watched the podcast where the girl kept saying, what about the men though? But the men too, but the men too, but the men too, but the men too. But you would sit your ass on a podcast and let these women say all of this shit unchecked, unchallenged. That shit's trash, bro. But it's gonna work for you. Cause I know for you, it's just all about getting the bag. You don't give a fuck about truth. You don't care about reality, what's real. You don't give a fuck about disseminating a message that is edifying for the people. You don't give a shit about that. It's all about the money for you. And you gonna have, I told you this on my show. I told you this several times. You are going to be successful at this podcast shit because you get to involve women. But so did Derek Jackson. So does Ace Metaphor. All these guys are uber successful. And in their own personal lives, that's what's popping. That's what I can't pretend like it ain't. In your life, you get to lay up with a bunch of women and that shit is fly. Can't front. But when it comes to communicating, when it comes to being known for your intellect, you ain't that, bro. And that is sad because you are a whole man. So by all means, be successful, bro. Please do, because I need more content to react to. Long as you don't take the video down from today, I'm going to react to it tomorrow and I'm going to expose everything I'm saying so nobody can't see. I don't make up shit about people. I just tell you exactly what you're seeing. Like I said, one of the things that I liked about Mont is that he stand on what he think and what he believe, his principles, his morals, and how he is and how he move, right? But at the same time, he ain't afraid to answer questions. And then I like the fact that he challenged the status quo. But now I see you only do that with men. That can't be the case. Or I can't say you only ever, right, have done it with men. But I'm just saying today I didn't see it at all, and that shit was disappointing. So let me make sure I clarify it like that. Yeah. So let's get back to the video.
In relations and create a child.
Ooh la la.
And things didn't work out. 2 years down the road, you decide that you're no longer happy with me, and now you take our child. Who has the authority and the choice for you to leave that relationship and then take the child that we created? Who has the authority in that situation? We're not married, just we created a child, things didn't work out, you're not happy, you go. Who has the authority in that situation?
Unfortunately, that's a civil matter. And with all civil matters, when there is a conflict between two parties, then the court comes in and makes that decision. So
the white man got to make that decision.
So I will say this, and hopefully a person that I choose to procreate with, I'm aligned with. So I already respect his mindset, the way he does things, etc. So we should be able to co-parent, and there shouldn't be any of these issues. However, at any point, if there are like complete contrasts into the way that I'm doing things or I want things, I would absolutely want to have the majority of, I guess, participate. Well, I'm not gonna say majority. I'm thinking about a 7-day week split, right? So I likely would want to have like the 4 days. I would want to be involved. Now, if it comes down to him also wanting those 4 days, we should be able to come to an agreement, maybe swap off like two weeks out the month. You do this, you do that. But if we can't, then that's where the courts come in. It's a civil matter. Courts resolve civil matters.
I appreciate that. Now, real quick, I see some others who want to get involved, but I really want to try to mine this out. Is there any situation to where that child can go with me? Because you're not happy with me, so you decide to leave me, but we had a child. Why does the child automatically go with you? And then based on what you just stated, you have to now potentially involve judicial systems because of
You know what? Let me frame this question in a better way than what True is doing right now. So we're a family, right? We're a family. We have our house, we have our car, and we have family. It's me, you, and the child. All of a sudden, you're unhappy with the situation and you want to leave. Why do you get to take anything from that house, including the child? You're the one who wants to leave, so bye-bye. I think that's a better way to frame it. You're abandoning the situation, bye. But the kid stays, the car stays, the furniture stays, the blinds stay, the blender stays, the toaster stays, everything stays. You go. Right?
Kind of breaking up.
Enact. Oh, did I freeze? I'm sorry. Hello?
Bring it up. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to spoil the party. I hate to spoil the party, but we have to get back on track, right? We were talking about women needing men, right? We got to get back on track. We got.
I just want to ask Steve one question.
Can I say something?
I know. We got to get back on track.
Just one question.
I'll go by because I believe personally, right, that in modern times, women don't need men. Women don't need men to be in a relationship with. It just is what it is, whether we like it or not, right? Because women have men. They have men, right? She don't need you for protection because she can call the cops, right? It just is what it is. She don't need you for protection. She don't need you to fix a light bulb because she can get a man to fix that light bulb. It just costs money, right? All she got to do is give that man money, and he'll come fix that light bulb. You know, she don't need a man. Like women, just the world that we've.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to argue against the she can call the cops thing because I think it's a dumb example that people keep using, which is dumb. Just Google for yourself and see what is the average response time for a person calling the police. Right? If somebody was doing something to you, that should have just be done. right? Which is why police officers don't stop crime, right? They just write reports about the shit that happened. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you have detectives that research what happened afterwards and try to piece shit together, right? So, but it ain't worth the long argument.
Created and we've built, right? We even made it so women don't actually need us for relationships, and it is what it is, right? We can know it sound good in that video. He said a bunch of nonsense. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I was waiting for him to substantiate it. He said, "Yo, I can see north and west, and you can see east and whatever, right?" And I'm like, "All right, what does that mean? What can she see that I can't? Like, what can a woman see that I can't?" I was waiting for him to substantiate that. And he didn't do it. He just kept repeating it, right? So, yeah, no, I don't think it's nothing that a woman can see that I can't. I do think it's stuff that I can see that a lot of women can't see. But yeah.
T, can I ask you a question? Please forgive me. You were talking very highly of Harriet Tubman earlier. I just want to ask you one question.
Yo,
please.
Chaotic. We can't get on Harriet Tubman in history.
No. Just one question. If God were to come to
we need to hear what True was going to say because I really wanted to get that point.
If God were to come to you tonight, T, and say, "I'm going to grant you a daughter tomorrow," but you can only pick between the two. You can only pick between a daughter that looks like Harriet Tubman or Scarlett Johansson. Which daughter would you choose? You were talking real high of Harriet Tubman. So you only had two choices. God gave you two choices. He says either you can pick a daughter that will look like Harriet Tubman or a daughter that'll look like Scarlett Johansson. Who are you choosing, T? You love Harriet Tubman, right?
That's a white woman and a black woman, though.
You could have gave her two black. It don't matter. It could be a purple woman. I'm just curious to know. Come on, T. You love Harriet. You said you love Harriet Tubman.
This is ridiculous.
No, you said you love Harriet Tubman. Beloved, you said you love Harriet Tubman. I'm just curious. Would you want a daughter who looked like Harriet Tubman or a daughter who looked like Scarlett Johansson?
When it comes to children.
No, I mean she would grow up. I'm talking about when she grows up. I mean she obviously
is crazy. This is kind of wild.
What relevance does that have to this conversation?
She was saying that women were so great, and she mentioned Harriet Tubman. So I was trying to figure out, would she want a daughter that looks like Harriet Tubman?
Do you think looks are great? Do you think looks are equal?
I'm just asking the question.
What is the relevance for that question?
No. This means something.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
This means something.
My question's over.
Because
never mind. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked that question. She was talking so highly of women and said Harriet Tubman.
But she didn't say anything about looks.
Well, okay. Well, if I had a son, I would hope that he looked like Martin Luther King. So would you want your daughter to look like Harriet Tubman?
What is the relevance of looks?
I didn't ask you, Bo. I asked T. She said she admired Harriet Tubman. So
now I passed the baton to everybody else on the panel.
I'm just asking a question. I'm sorry. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd like to address the need a man part if that's what we're talking about.
Sorry.
We
talking about the need a man, right?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah, they need it. Yeah.
So these women.
Look, somebody said it in the chat earlier. I think it was Kamal. He said that CT always asks goofy questions, and he does. You know, apparently it works well for the audience that he built up for himself. It's irritating to me. It's frustrating to me. But I just want y'all to understand, though. This is your upper echelon. Right? Like the shit that here's what I'm gonna say. I could say the things, but you need to understand that they don't all come from me. So if I say Mont, right? Be Montin. Y'all heard people say that, Mont be Montin. So you know what that means, right? Right? He kind of like a simp for the women, right? CT, you say he be asking goofy questions, right? Other people might call him a tether, right? Bo, we all know what it is with her. This chick T, we know she's a misandrist, right? Ali, full of shit, liar, right? Can't admit when he wrong, right? True, my man, I don't know the other folks, so I won't say nothing about him. But this is your upper echelon right here. This is your high value podcasters. Right? See, this is what was so crazy earlier. I was watching Shaq's video. He did a reaction to Fatty being on Anton's channel a few days ago. And I guess they had some sort of back and forth. And according to Shaq, Anton kicked Fatty off and also deleted the video. Excuse me. But it crossed my mind, right? As I was watching this, I'm like, but at the same time, these are the quote unquote high value guys. This is the upper echelons and they can't even get along seemingly, right? But Fatty made a point in that show. He said, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was actually a great argument. Whether or not it holds, it's whether or not it would stand up to scrutiny, right? I just thought it was a great argument in the moment when he said, 20%, Anton said 20% women are having all the babies with 20% of men, but they not the upper echelon of the 20%. And Fatty said, well, I disagree with that because money ain't the only thing that makes you upper echelon. Now, I want all of y'all to remember that, right? So that the next time he gets into an argument or a debate with somebody like me or somebody else who ain't rich, right? And he goes after them for not having money, you can remember that this motherfucker said that having money is not the only qualifier for upper echelon. It's not a mainstay. You don't have to have it. You can be upper echelons without having money. To his own point, he said, some men have great looks. He said, some men have charisma, swag, and shit that women like, right? Well, we know there's a such thing as a sapiosexual. We know some people are actually attracted to intellect, even if it is a smaller portion of society, right? So if somebody is obviously smarter than you niggas, why can't smarts be a part of the upper echelon? Hold on. Damn! Right? See, the narrative with them is they not going to call me to be on these podcasts because I'm going to yell, I'm going to scream, I'm going to cuss people out, I'm going to disrupt the show. But then they have people on who yell, scream, cuss, and disrupt the show. The other narrative is that I don't have money. But what does that have to do with this? Which is what we're using in these boxes. Mine don't look like he got money right there. Until that nigga told me he was 6'4", I didn't know he was. Until he told me he had a bag, I didn't know he had it. So what difference does that make when we in these boxes, right? None at all, really. They just can't compete. You have to be willing to play the game. That's the point. And I don't want to play the game. I don't want to argue shit for the sake of arguing it. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to stand. When somebody play a video back for me, I want to be able to stand on it. Even if I've changed my mind, I want to be able to stand on the information that I had at that particular time, which led me to my conclusion. Because I'm upper echelon. This shit be goofy. I don't like, if it wasn't for the fact that you have to stop videos and react to them, I literally could just let videos play and allow my chat to dissect them. People like TK and them, I don't even really have to say nothing to them. They've been around long enough. They can peep the shit for themselves. Be like, yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, that was stupid. Well, that's a contradiction. Well, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Well, now you just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting to the point where it's really easy for us. And if it wasn't for the fact of content creation, building something, having fun with it, being able to generate an income, right? Man, I wouldn't be doing this shit no more because it's the same retarded talking points over and over and over again by different people, which is the only thing that halfway keeps it interesting. Right? I can't watch Anton's show like that. I can watch other people react to it. They watch them long ass 9-hour shows. They pick out the part, and then I know what to react to myself. I can't do it because you got the same people up there saying the same retarded shit. No, can't do it. Right? That was the beauty of Fight Club. The beauty of Fight Club was that every night it was about 4 or 5 or 6 people that you could guarantee would be there. They weren't going to be there all night though, but you could guarantee there was going to be some people there. You know, most of the time, Fatty's going to be there. Beans going to be there. You know, Aaron and Brittany is going to be there. Sharon going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Angry Man going to pull up. It was a whole bunch of other people who came a lot too. You see what I'm saying? But then because the show was a 12-hour show, you might have 50 different people who showed up every night. And the panel would flip-flop from 1 minute is these 10 to the next minute is these 10. But when it's just the same motherfuckers and you don't really have no genuine pushback, nobody's thinking differently at all, that shit gets kind of boring, bro. And I don't mean intentionally differently. Oh, they said this, so let me say the opposite of that. Not that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, we doomed, Kamal. I've been told y'all that shit. Yeah, because this it. Just watch how this about to play out, right? Where we at? It's 6 minutes left. I haven't seen this. But I want you to watch how this plays out. Watch this.
Claim not to need a man, and you just did too. And
whoa, wait a minute. Let me double check. Come on, man. All right, man. I got another video to do. I can't do it if we don't get no support in, bro. So when this video is over with, we're going to have to get out of here. I need something, bro. Y'all need to. I told y'all it don't matter. $1, $2, it don't matter. Super chat, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, support the stream. Don't let your boy work for free. You heard me? Jersey, let's go.
None of them said nothing, even though they said I can finance myself. Just give me loyalty, right? But if you don't need men,
I
why
asked
you
to
so
say
down?
something. I'm waiting my turn here.
Boy.
We off the topic, Toya. You want to, you know.
Why y'all so traumatized? Why y'all so broken? Why y'all so mean? Why every woman I come across always healing?
Showing your colors, that projection, that lack of mother figure.
You're showing your
hate that you have towards the women that have harmed
you're
you.
showing why you got your problems. You showing you don't like
when
when men talk. You don't like that, right?
You want to hear what you gotta say?
They don't need love. They don't need families. They don't want responsibility in what determines their womanhood, since they can work like a man, make money like a man, get degrees and careers like a man. They don't have to be a woman. Women don't need a man because they'd have to be a woman. The responsibility to love men and children. That's why y'all don't want a man, because you would have to actually be a woman, but you'd rather be the version of a man that you think we are.
Oh, I'm curious. How do they need us? Like in the modern sense, right? Because they'll absolutely survive, right?
Okay, so here we go. This is how we prove we're different, chat. I need y'all to participate. This is how we prove we're different. Watch this. Again, I haven't seen this. We're watching it together if you haven't seen it either, right? So his question is, how do they need us? Right? Watch this.
Out being in a relationship. So what context do they need us in?
Ma, do you realize do you need your woman?
I like to say it. In reality, I do.
You have everything you want?
Do I have everything I want? I'm working towards it.
No. You know what I mean? Like you.
That's twice in a row. Like that's 3 times in a row, actually, that the question wasn't asked. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is your upper echelons. I want you to pay attention. I'm going to run it back. I want you to see this. This shit, like they could say whatever the fuck they want to about Beans. What Beans do, Beans can answer questions as they asked. Right? Right? Because I'm not stupid. Watch this.
How do they need us? Like
how do they need us?
In the modern sense, right? Because they'll absolutely survive, right, without being in a relationship. So what context do they need us in?
The question was, how do they need us? So the answer should be, they need us this way.
Ma, do you realize do you need your woman?
Does that sound like an answer to that question? No, but he's upper echelon though. Let's keep going.
I like to say it. In reality, I
Do you have?
Does that sound like an answer to that question? Do you need your woman? I like to say it. It's either yes or no. You either do or you don't, right? But this your upper echelon.
Have everything you want?
Do I have everything I want? I'm working towards it.
Do you have everything you want? I'm working towards it. Again, this is either yes or no. You either have it or you don't. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to, when he say he working toward it, that means no. I shouldn't have to figure that out. No. Just answer my question. But this is your upper echelons, right? Upper echelon. This is your upper echelons, right? Let's go.
No. You know what I mean? Like you solidified, you established, right? You a man. You got everything taken care of, right?
My woman, yeah. Absolutely.
But you check your mate yourself. If you still need a woman for love, for family, to have a person you connect to in purpose, then they need a man.
Why? Here's the point, though. No, you know what? What my pen at? I should write it down. I should write it down. Oh, my fault. I'm not gonna write it down. I forgot. I'm on the computer. I can screenshot. Hold on. Let me go to Gmail. Let me go to my Gmail real quick. Gmail. Okay, boom. Then let me go in here. I can write it down. Boom. Oh no, why did you do that? Okay. Now come on with the red lines. God damn, man. Now I'll screenshot it from my Gmail so that I have it. Boom. Okay. Now we can play it and I'll pull it up.
Why wouldn't they not need a man? No, listen. They got money, they got a house, they got a car, they got their degrees. Mm-hmm. Now you just need a family. Yeah. It would mean that we get money to get women. We get money to build a family. They get money to take care of themselves. So they're getting money to not have to have the responsibility to a family. So
now he just said they're getting money to not have to have the responsibility to a family. I'm not moving until I see at least 3 different people acknowledge that they just heard him say that. He said they're getting money. So he's talking about the women. The women are getting money, right? So that they don't have to have a responsibility to a family. I need to see like ones in the chat, a yes in the chat. I heard them in the chat before we move forward. Matter of fact, I need to turn on the timestamp so you niggas can't lie. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want no excuses. One more. Don't hide now. Don't hide and be afraid now because Ali your favorite. Because it ain't about him. It's about communication. And then I need to go right back. I hope I get right. Yeah, right there. I ain't playing. I'll sit right here. I don't got nothing to do. I need one more person to tell me they heard what Ali just said. He said the women are getting money to avoid the responsibility of a family. Did you hear him say it? Shout out to my man Raheem. All right. Let me show you something. First, I'm going to show you what I screenshot, and then I'm going to go back to the video. Watch this. This was the screenshot. See, the smart people already caught it. Remember, I typed that before we heard him say it. I haven't seen this video. Y'all haven't seen this video, I'm assuming. So I typed that before he even said that. Right? Remember, he was asked, why do the women need us? That's what he was asked. Why do the women need us? And the thing that he, and I'm going to use this word, implied was they need us for families. But then he turned around right after that and said that they're getting money to avoid the responsibility of families. I ain't saying it. I'm just repeating what I heard. That's it, bro. I'm just repeating what I heard. Some of y'all is so delayed. Right? So I rewinded it back so that we can listen again because I want y'all to peep this. It ain't me. Watch.
Can absolutely survive, right, without being in a relationship. So what context do they need us in?
Mont, do you realize do you need
what context do they need us in? Why do women need us? Watch this.
Your woman?
I like to say it. In reality, I
do. You have everything you want?
Do I have everything I want? I'm working towards it.
No. You know what I mean? Like you solidify, you establish, right? You a man. You got everything taken care of, right?
My woman, yeah.
But Mont, you check your mate yourself. If you still need a woman for love, for family, to have a person you connect to in purpose, then they need a man.
Now, it's only two ways to assess that. It's only two ways to assess that. You're either suggesting that because men need women for family, love, and purpose and all of that, then they need men, which would be stupid. Yeah, right? Like a key doesn't need you to open the door. A key don't need you. You need a key to open the door. The key don't fucking need you. You can take a key right now and throw that motherfucker in the bottom of the ocean and the key will be all right. Key ain't gonna cry, oh my God, I can't open no doors. It ain't gonna happen. Right? You need the key to open the door. So if men need women for love and family and all that other shit, that wouldn't equate to women needing men. But there's another way to interpret this, which I think is the way he meant it, which is that the same way how men need women for family and love and connection and all that other stuff, women need men for family and connection and all that other stuff too. Right? I would have even agreed with you, but then you said this.
Why would they not need a man? No, listen, they got money, they got a house, they got a car, they got their degrees. Now you just need a family. It would.
See, now he said, now you just need a family. So he was suggesting that the same way how men need family, right? So they need that connection to a woman, which means they need a woman. Women need family, so they need a man. They need the connection to a man. But then you said this.
I mean that we get money to get women. We get money to build a family. They get money to take care of themselves. So they're getting money to not have to have the responsibility to a family. So,
but then you say they're getting money to not have to have the responsibility of a family, which, my friend Ilkan Ali, means that's it. That's it, bro. They don't want that shit. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't want it, bro. Straight up and down. I would argue 40% don't. I wouldn't even try to stand on majority as much as I believe it. I believe the majority don't, but I wouldn't even try to stand on it. But I would argue 40%. And I use the data to prove it. Not my anecdotal experience, not my feelings. I'll just use the data to prove it. What does the data look like as it pertains to dating and marriage and family when it comes to black women. I don't even have to use my feelings. And the data will support me when I say maybe 40% don't even give a fuck about that shit. Don't want it at all. The number of them who have children decreased. The number getting married decreased. The number getting divorced went up. Now, somebody will tell you within the last, I think, 2 years, they saw an increase in marriage rates, but that was across the board. That wasn't just with black people. So I can't say how much of that is true for us. You know what I'm saying? I did hear that reported not too long ago. It wasn't like it was some crazy jump. It was like a 2% jump or something like that. But I do know, well, I can't say that because I think the last time, I think if we go back to when Kevin Samuels first blew up and started like disseminating a lot of data, I think at that time the ladies were at like 26%. And I think the last time we checked, they were at 28%. So that's a 2% increase to go along with the 2% increase that was reported overall. So yeah, I think you can point directly to it. So, but that's in the last couple of years. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of that shit is social media, to be honest with you. I look at them weddings the same way how I look at those gender reveals. Like people just doing that shit so they can post it on social media. It's content. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how I look at that shit. I'm just being honest with you, right? But time will surely tell, right? Within the next couple of years, when we look at the divorce rates, if the divorce rates stay the same, go down, or come up, or go up. If they stay the same, then it'd be like, oh shit, okay. I guess them chicks really wanted to be married. They really wanted families. If the divorce rate goes up, then we know like, yeah, it's just getting worse and that bullshit didn't mean nothing. And then if it goes down, then again, you'd be like, oh shit, them people really wanted to be married, you know? So I know they was reporting a 25% decrease down here in Kentucky. But they said that was based on the law they changed, 50-50 custody. So they changed the law a few years back, 50-50 custody out the gate, right? To the point that True was making. You don't want to be here no more. You don't get to take my kid and just leave, right? So when they stopped women from being able to do that, you saw a 25% decrease in divorces. So I'm just saying, truth be told, when I listen to these women talk, Ali, I don't think they really want this shit genuinely. Real talk. I think if you gave these women a choice and said, hey, you could have a bag and you could have kids and they can be raised by nannies and tutors and caretakers and chefs and shit who will cook for them. That's what they would do. This whole thing about family and all of that, I think I'm not agreeing with this chick who said this shit the other day, that marriage is for broke people. I'm not necessarily agreeing with her, but I'm saying though, like that kind of close-knit, long-term relationship thought pattern is for specific demographics of people. A person with a plethora of options, seemingly with no end, probably would give a fuck less about having one person to be tied to. I mean, they legitimately used to call wives ball and chain, right? So I'm just saying, Ali, you're saying yourself that they get into the bag to avoid the responsibility of a family. You might have to allow for the reasoning that they don't actually want this family shit. They don't actually want one dude. They don't want to be tied to one dude. They don't, shit. My lady friend now don't want to live together. And to be honest with you, I don't think I do either. If I could just make sure she's here when I want her here, that would be perfect. But knowing that I could have my space to myself, like when she's here and she get up and leave and go to work, I stretch out across the bed. She sleeps on my side of the bed, damn it. You know what I'm saying? When she ain't here, I'm sleeping on that side of the goddamn bed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just saying, I'm not even saying that he's necessarily wrong, but I am pointing out that I don't think you're listening to yourself, but you're upper echelons. You're upper echelons, all of you. Okay, you got the beard and shit. All right? You know, y'all made it, man. You got to be smarter than this. So let's see what he said after this. We'll see where he go. Maybe he'll prove me wrong with his follow-up statement. Let's see.
If they don't need men, Mont, then they'd be the narcissists that they're talking about. They'd be the men, they'd be the type of women that are full of themselves. That's who they would be. Because if we're the narcissists when we're taking care of ourselves and we're full of it, then that's who they really are. When they're talking, they're actually projecting.
Yeah. So Ali, I didn't say I needed a woman. However,
Can I say something?
Hold on.
She been trying to say something for a long time. Let the sister talk, man. I'm sick of this shit. Black women don't never get heard. Hold on. Wait. I'm sick of this shit. Y'all never let the black woman get a word in edgewise. She been holding her hand up and trying to talk for a long time. This that misogyny. Hold on. I'm saying this was wrong with the black community now. Okay, hold on. Shoot. Let that sister talk. She is the backbone of the community. She raising your kids. Okay, I give up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to simp. I'm sorry. I try to do my best. I can't do it. Go off though. But y'all need to let the sister talk, man. It's some bullshit. I want to hear the feminist misandrist rhetoric that she has to say. I don't even know if that's what she gonna say.
I do need a woman, right? Because I'm a leader, right? But that's just the way I see it. I think that that's my purpose, is to lead a family. That's how I view my life and my purpose.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you need a woman because you're a leader, which means if you don't have a woman, you won't have anybody to lead. Okay. You could adopt a dog. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could adopt a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily need to lead a woman, but I get it though. I ain't gonna down there.
So I need a woman for that. But if somebody doesn't share my worldview, if we're being realistic, hell no, they don't need a woman.
Let's keep going. Hey, Mont, if your women and children didn't have your coverage over them, would their life be completely different?
In my opinion, hell yeah.
Would they make worse decisions?
In my opinion, hell yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck?
So why are you saying they don't need a man, Mont? If your woman,
what I just missed,
children didn't have
share my worldview, if we're being realistic, hell no, they don't need a woman.
Let's keep going. Hey, Mont, if your women and children didn't have your coverage over them, would their life be completely different?
In my opinion, hell yeah.
Would they make worse decisions?
In my opinion, hell yeah.
So why are you saying they don't need a man, Mont? If your woman and children need a man, why are you doing that on the show, fam? They need a man. That's why they got all the problems. That's why they got all the mental health problems that they got. Oh, Mont, they say it. I didn't have a daddy. I didn't have a mama. It's the way I was raised. But then when they get older, they don't think they need a man. They got all the mental health problems because they don't have coverage with a man.
I want to see if I want to extend some grace for that. In order for me to extend grace for that, I would have to dumb myself down. And the reason why is because you saying, when you asked that question, you were not talking about fathers. You were absolutely talking about husbands, right? That's what you were talking about. Husbands, family, and shit like that. You weren't talking about fathers. And that's the reason why I don't want to extend grace for this argument. Because that makes it disingenuous. If you ask, do they need a father, that's different than do they need a man. If you had a father and your father raised you up and now you grown and you making money and you successful and you got degrees and you own a house and you winning in life, and the only thing that you don't have is the man and children. It's a lot of fucking women who that's enough. They don't give a shit about you and your kids. Why you think they pushing off having kids until when they in their 40s? If you're just wanting to argue what's best for women as a society, I'll concede. But if you're trying to argue what's best for these women today, I don't concede. You can't tell me in one show these women are horrible mothers and horrible wives, and then in the next episode tell me they need men and children in their life to fuck up. Nah, I'm cool on that. Let these narcissistic, as you called them, psychopathic, as I called them, women stay single. Fuck it. Let them do what they doing, bro. Like that's how I look at it, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, so for example, right? I don't know if T had a dad growing up, right? Let's say she didn't have a father growing up. She's alive. She's fine. She'll live to be 70, 80 years old. Like, she'll be fine.
No. Hold on. Hey, Ma, if I had a mother and a father and you didn't have both, majority of people, who would turn out better typically as a human being and mentally stable? Me with the mother and father, or you without no mother and father?
You with the mother and father, but it's context.
Typically, I know I said typically,
yeah,
yes, right?
Yeah, you.
Let's not make the exception the rule, right? There's people who can do great sometimes when they don't have a mother and father or come from a single parent household. But the levels of the ways is detrimental to you when you don't have the mother or the father drastically go up. That's why we talk about the importance of fathers in the household. The single mothers, when you look at the data, the suicides, the deletions, the cognitive issues, the girls having kids early, all the stuff that we talk about, the miseducation, uneducation, is typically with single mothers. When you look at the data with the children who have their fathers, even single fathers, the data is amazing. Like the kids' cognitive, the way that how educated they are, how successful they are, is because they have a man in the house.
He's not necessarily wrong on this, but it's like I'm going to mention this every single time somebody brings this up. One of the reasons, though, why the data for quote unquote single fathers does look better than it does for single mothers is, well, two of the reasons. One is not me trying to undermine it at all, but it's just true. It's less of them, right? So you just imagine if you just quadrupled it overnight, probably wouldn't look as good, right? Because then you would have more fathers who weren't properly prepared to handle the job, and then those numbers would bring the overall value down. But again, that's not me trying to undermine it. But this part I think is the biggest part, because single dads tend to either cohabitate or get married. And I think that's as big of a factor as we just want to give all the credit to men. Because you can't argue that the best situation for the kids is having a mama and a father. And then when I show you the data that shows that single dads tend to cohabitate and or get married, right? Which means provide that balance that you saying is most important, and then try to exclude that from the data. I don't think you can do it. That would make it a disingenuous argument. You have to allow for it, right? Again, it's showing the smarts on the side of the man, right? I genuinely believe that men get into those situations and understand that their kids need a mother. That is probably some stuff that a mom can do emotionally and psychologically that they just not prepared to do. Not to mention the fact that men genuinely, arguably the majority of them, if not most men, want to cohabitate anyway. They want a woman at home. They don't want to have to be outside all the time chasing coochie, especially when they have the responsibility of a child or children. So I'm also giving the men credit for being more relationship minded and more kid I don't want to say centric, but kid focused as it pertains to understanding that the kids need that dual household, because too many of the mothers don't. I would probably argue the majority of mothers don't actually think that they need a father to help them, in my opinion, because I think they are narcissistic, and I think they do think they can do it all. Which is why when we saw the video from old girl, Something Love, when she was saying, no, you won't credit, even though I made a meme about this years ago on Facebook, you won't credit for Kevin Durant, take credit for Lil Ray Ray too. And I think it's when they get to that point where they realize, oh my God, I made a Ray Ray, then their minds essentially just go to the blame game. You know how women are. Nothing is never their fault, actually. So their mind just go to the blame game and say, oh, it's because that nigga wasn't around. I'm telling you, I've legitimately seen women who I thought were bullshitting not remember the fucked up shit that they did. I'm not even joking. Like, legitimately did not remember the fucked up shit that they did. So imagine 5, 10, 15 years later, all the bullshit you did to the daddy to run him off, make him not want to come around, all the shit you did to disenfranchise him as a parent, to parentally alienate him, treat him like he ain't shit every time he come around, make it hard for him, and then as soon as the kid get fucked up, now you blaming him for not being around. Do you understand the kind of psychopathy that has to be going on in a person's mind for them to operate in that fashion? It's crazy.
Yeah, so if you actually look into the data, right, what is it going to tell you that's the biggest factor when it comes to a child succeeding? Is it going to say whether he has a man in his life, or is it going to say whether that the child has access to resources?
In which way you talking about finance? That's what. So Mark, listen what you're saying, fam. Listen what you're saying. Mm-hmm. These women brag about having the bag. These women keep bragging about they can do it all by themselves, but in another hand, they healing and going to church and trying to find God. So you might be able to be successful financially and superficially, but you don't have a family. You don't have somebody that love you. You don't have somebody to share that with. What serves the purpose in life to have everything and not have someone to share it with?
See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is a man's mindset now. If somebody want to tell me it was the woman's mindset in 1919, fine. But I'm telling you, in 2026, this is a man's mindset now. The women don't care. That's the part that I don't think guys is really accepting. You saying, what's the point if they can't have somebody? But they can. That's the thing that y'all miss out on. They can have somebody. That's the thing. They can have somebody. They don't want somebody. They want the best. Whatever that is, that's what they want. They want what they want. They want what's in their head, whether that's beard, whether that's dreadlocks, whether that's 6'9", whether that's $1 million a month, whether that's 12 inches, whether that's a Phantom or a G-Wagon, whatever that is, that's what they want. So then when they can't get what they want, they're just going to fuck as long as they're able to get to a bag. Now, the ones who can't get to a bag, they're the ones who are more susceptible to clinging to a man. Saying, okay, I'll accept this nigga's wedding ring. I'll accept this nigga's proposal. I'll walk down the aisle with this nigga. Don't really want him. Probably don't even really like him. But just, I'm telling you, bro, I think 80% of women think they settling. Let me say that shit one more time. I think 80% of women actually believe they're settling. So you not gonna shame them with this shit about needing somebody when they know it's 30 niggas in their DMs if they just want somebody. You're not gonna shame them about no marriage because it's always some goofy nigga who will marry their ass tomorrow. So they could have somebody. If they want some kids, they can go fuck the nigga they want and let that nigga nut in her. They can go get artificially inseminated and then they gonna stand on doing it by themselves because they can say they strong and independent. It's no real L for them. Because then if the kid turned out fucked up, guess who they blaming? You. It's either going to be your DNA or the fact that you weren't there. And nobody ain't going to tell them they wrong except for a bunch of motherfuckers like us on podcasts. Damn. That shit don't mean nothing to these women, bro. They got the white man behind them. They ain't worrying about you niggas and what you think. Why do you think niggas like my man Sherm, who I do my Thursday show with, why you think niggas like him won't loud, belligerent, ignorant ass motherfuckers like that Mo chick on the show doing that ignorant shit? No consequences. Now look what happened this last Thursday. She want to say, man, don't hit me about this show no more. I don't care about being here no more. I'm like, thank you, Lord. And I want to say thank you, Lord, for getting rid of this dumb bitch. Yeah. Fuck you mean? I wish you would have been gone. Period. We don't fucking need you. It's too many videos like this and other videos on the internet that we can use to highlight how fucked up women are. Now, do we want to be able to have conversations with women? Absolutely. But the motherfuckers don't need to go like that. No. If we men and we sit up here talking about how women need to change and all this other shit, then why the fuck would we create an environment for a woman to come or women to come and behave the exact same way that we saying we don't want to deal with without consequences? That makes us fucking hypocrites. I hope that motherfucker never come back. Fuck her. And every motherfucker that look like her. And guess what? No man, no marriage, no kids. Yes. Mo, the girl on our show on Thursdays. No man, no marriage, no kids. But she always flexing. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to appeal to women's sensibility. The fuck out of here with that dumb shit. You could live however you want to live. If you want to be a Twitter thought and suck dick on cam on Twitter, I'm all for it. Do what you do. My thing is, though, when I treat you like a Twitter thought who sucks dick on cam, accept it. Don't try to act like I'm supposed to treat you something different or better than what you are. No, I'm treating you exactly like who you are, like what you are. Yes. If I got a homeboy who I know is the shit and looking for a wife, and you my Twitter thought dick sucking friend, and you see my man, you're like, damn, who is that? I'm like, girl, if you don't sit your dick sucking ass down somewhere, nah, he not on that. He not looking for what you is. What you mean? You can't say, yes, I can. Same way how I wouldn't hook you up with a nigga who I knew had AIDS, I'm not hooking my mans up with your trifling ass. What we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ask for me, yeah, my perspective on what works well for society and all that, no, we don't need 80% of our women being Twitter thoughts and Instagram hoes and Facebook freaks and TikTok tramps. No, we don't need that. A good 15% will do. Can't you tell? Even though the next video that we were supposed to react to, my man won is seemingly, right? But it proves that these niggas will fuck these bitches and get them pregnant and all that other dumb shit. Like, regardless of what kind of thoughts they really are. This is my point. This the era that we live in now. So when you trying to shame women like they need to have somebody for what? They want their freedom. They want girls' trips. They want to be able to fuck who they want to fuck and not feel guilty or have to sneak in the house or worry about some motherfucker cussing them out when they get home because it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock the next day. Bro, this ain't it. I'm telling you. Y'all wasting y'all time doing it this way. That shit ain't gonna work. Period. Shit ain't gonna work. Try something else. Shout out to my main man, Hombre Lobo, for coming through with the $5 super chat. He said, hashtag, I seen your little thumbnail improvements. Bro, do you understand how much shit I be having to talk? I be having to talk so much shit to this AI to get them to do my thumbnails the way I be wanting them to do. The thumbnail today, if I show you the first one, you will laugh your ass off. That's what I'm saying. The first one that it did, I'm like, ain't this a bitch? So I went to another profile and did it on there and then got the one that you see today. I'm like, why the fuck didn't it do this the first time? It's the exact same prompt. I didn't change shit. Exact same prompt. Motherfucker gave me 2 thumbnails. One was goofy as hell and the other one was flat like the one that's up now. I just couldn't believe it. Shout out to my man C Rich in the building for coming through with the $5 super chat. He said, from Gary, Indiana, BGDN fund to get you closer to your goal. Shout out to my man C Rich for coming through on the Cash App side. I mean on the super chat side of the game. Super chat. Right? And then also, I need to let y'all know that we got, hold on, my bad. I didn't refresh it. We got a dono on the Cash App side of the game from my girl, Lady S. She came through gang banging like a motherfucker. She came through with the Cash App dono, right? From Lady S, showing some love, showing support. The reason why I say she gang banging because the Cash App came in at 7:14 p.m. So if you're from Chicago, then you know 714 was one of the most notorious buildings in Cabrini Green. So 714 Cabrini Green. 911 is the building that they show you in the opening to Good Times. But shout out to Lady S for coming through on the Cash App side of the game as well, supporting the stream. And then also my main man, excuse me. Again, with the governments, I can't do it. My main man, Trav, came through on the Zelle side of the game. I got to get my whatchamacallit back, my music back for when certain shit come through. My man came through on the Zelle side of the game, bro. Yes, Lord, man, y'all know it. When I be getting them Zelles, I be wanting to twerk. Nigga, that Zelle life is a beautiful thing. I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to my main man for coming through on the Zelle side of the game, man. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy. Salute to all of y'all who've been supporting and not letting your boy work for free. Y'all notice the rich people ain't sending shit though.
Mr. Beans, talk to him, son.
Mm-hmm. It's all my 9 to 5 people.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
Hey, yo, Mr. Baines, let me talk to him.
Support the show and make the chat glow with a super chat. On me.
On me.
Everybody break bread.
That's what's up. My main man, Hombre Lobo, is $5 away from being the official sponsor of the show. But that was enough to keep me going. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through with those donos, man. I got my little energy back, and we can get to the last video. I'm glad we was able to do this because this one, fellas, we finally won. Yep. We finally got a victory. Now, I know they're going to make the rest of us suffer for this. They're going to make the rest of us suffer for this win. But, you know, listen, we got to take the wins where we could get them. You heard me? Jersey. Let's get into it.
If y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just an athlete. They're really dumb.
I read comments that say, "Oh, you're a gold digger," or "You kept the baby for a check."
Anthony Edwards, it appears he has beaten the child support gauntlet. And after receiving amazing news, his baby mama is spiraling. A court has struck down his baby mama's attempt to finesse him.
River TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. Now, before we get into today's conversation, I have to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for all of the birthday wishes, whether it was on Instagram, whether it was in the comments, whether it was on Facebook. I really, really, genuinely appreciate the wishes.
I mean, you the homie and all that, River, but I mean, I'm saying you ain't saying nothing to me for my birthday, so I don't care.
You guys my thoughts, my feelings, child support order. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this entire situation.
So, here we go. My main man, Ant-Man, bro. My main man, Ant-Man. He was my favorite player up until this last season. This last season, I started rooting for old boy Paulo Banchero. Cause he just reminded me of my son. And so I really wanted to see him succeed. I still want to see him succeed. I hope he get traded or something to a better team. And I hope he don't end up one of them cats that just, play for a team for so long and then start wearing down and then bounce around to a couple more teams and then just end up out of the league and you don't even know it. You just look up one day and you hear about him working at a car wash. You're like, damn, that nigga was in the league. But Ant-Man is still the homie. I'm still rooting for him, just not in Minnesota. Shit ain't gonna happen. In Minnesota, they will not be winning the title. So he need to get up out of there. He need to get up out of there the same way he got up out this jam. Let's go, River. Let us know.
As you can see here, it says Anthony Edwards lands $3,222 a month child support order despite $200 million NBA contract after winning legal battle. Claims Aisha tried to secure a bigger payout. Now, this woman, Aisha, I believe her name is Aisha Howard. She also has a child by rapper Lil Baby, and she has been.
Do you see what I mean, Ali? These niggas have access to the world and somehow keep making babies with the same bitch like this. All right, bro.
In the media over all the years, and every time that she is going viral for something, it is always something that has to do with money, when she was, her and Lil Baby broke up and he got into another relationship. He was, buying gifts for his new girlfriend, and she didn't like that. And she immediately took to social media and was trying to tarnish his character. She was saying things like, oh, my child needs this, my child needs that. You need to make sure that you're doing all of this for your child. Like, she was basically going off only for Lil Baby to be like, I pay for where you live. Like, I literally have done the most. What more is it that you're wanting from me, right? And so now she got into this situation with, Anthony Edwards. And I say situation because they were never in a relationship. This was a fling, jump off, if you will, And he told her from the beginning of their situation that he did not want to have a child with her, He let it be known. There was text messages that were released in which as soon as she said that she was with child, he said, get rid of it.
Okay, word around the campfire is, I'm getting old. Tennessee, Florida, one of them southern ass states is trying to come up past a bill or somewhere. It's like, you can't go after child support from somebody when you just had sex with them one time. You met them. You hung out with him, you had sex, and now you done got pregnant, and now you want to go after them for child support. They trying to stop that. So whichever state that is that's trying to stop that, shout out to you. I'm pretty sure you probably still racist scum, but at the end of the day, I can always applaud people for doing the right thing, and y'all definitely need to get that shit together. Like, for real, for real. Now, will that lead to more abortions? Probably, but You know, I mean, it's been 25 million at this point for our women alone. So ain't no need for me to sweat that shit, right? Right now, what's more important is stopping these women from devaluing and dehumanizing men in this way while complaining and pretending like they always victims. Go off though, River.
Now, these are the alleged text messages that she sends to him. And she says, maybe there's a lesson in it for us all. One you might actually learn from this time. And he responds, I'm not trying to keen. Then he says, learn. This is that situation when somebody is so flustered that they just responded so fast to get it over with. He's like, listen, I'm not even trying to learn. I don't want to learn. I don't care what lesson you're trying to tell me or teach me. I'm not trying to learn nothing from you. She responds and she says, obviously, but learning might actually help you move differently so you don't keep revisiting the same situations if that makes sense to you. He said, okay, LOL.
Wait, imagine a chick who keeps having kids by niggas that don't want her, telling somebody else that they need to learn a lesson so that they can stop revisiting the same situations. Yo, women are something else.
She responds and she says, I'm not trying to go back and forward with you, period. Already you seem bullheaded on defense for whatever reason, and we ain't even got to get into that. But I'm grown enough to cut to the chase because I'm grown enough to accept the consequences of my actions. Rather, you're ready to accept yours. On that note, we can have this conversation now or later in person or text, but the situation has become deeper than we both may have intended, and being childish running from it won't make it go away. I'm pregnant. Wanted to tell you in person, but you gave me no other choice. We probably should have kept it cordial, but we're here now. He responds again and says, okay, LOL, get the deletion, LOL. She responds and says, I don't need hush money. My intentions aren't to blackmail you in any way. I'm being upfront and honest. I'm not getting a deletion. It's not an option. I can keep you updated through the process, or I can disappear until the baby's here. It's on you. Either way, I'm done going back and forward because you still think it's a joke. He said, oh my gosh, crying laughing face, bye. She said, not bye, see you later. She messaged him again and said, Anthony, do you hate me? With the sad face. He said but he actually meant to say yes, because you're bringing a child in the world that's going to be without a father. She responded and she said, I'm not asking you to be with me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And if you choose to be a complete ghost to your seed, that's totally up to you. That's something you'll have to take up with a higher power. Hard to believe when you've fathered a kid outside of your own, but I've come in peace despite what you may think, and I'm not sure how or when to communicate with you without overwhelming you, but we are clear on how you feel. He says, I won't be in a child's life. I don't want, LOL, you are sick, crying, laughing face. So he was very clear from the moment that he found out what was going on, okay? And we got to be honest. If you didn't want to have a baby with this woman as a man, knowing the wealth that you have, we've had this conversation too many times. We've seen it too many times. You already know what you could have done, okay? You could have wrapped it up. You could have done whatever it is on your end because you cannot trust the other party, you know, that they're going to do the right thing, that they're going to listen to what it is that you're trying to do. You can't trust that.
Let me look up something real quick. Oh shit, I'm starting to sweat. I gotta turn my air back on. How many baby mothers does Anthony Edwards have? So according to this, 4 children with 4 women. So I'm gonna tell you like this, Anthony, to be honest with you, the fact that you got 4 children with 4 different women, and you are only 24 years old, right? I'll be honest, I don't like doing this, what I'm about to do, but I think it shows a sign of insecurity as well. Just to be honest with you, right? you get on, and then all of a sudden you just start making baby after baby after baby after baby. Like, come on, man. But I think the other thing is this, though. It can at least be argued that, yeah, you wasn't taking any real precautions. 4 and 4, that to me says you wasn't taking any real precautions. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if, you know what I'm saying, you had like 2 baby mamas, you know what I'm saying, 2 kids, they was 7 years apart. That would be a little bit different. But you only 24 and you already got 4 kids by 4 different women. That says to me you weren't taking no real precautions. And it kind of like makes me look at you a little weird. But at the same time, I'm still going to celebrate this victory for you, though. I'm sorry. I don't care who don't like it, dog. We going to celebrate this victory, though.
You have to know, okay, that you are, carrying a certain name, a brand, a legacy, finances, and women who are going to be experiencing you might want to be latched on to that, okay? No matter how mature or whatever it is, she let him know from the beginning that, she don't need for him to be involved. She don't need this. She don't need that. But then at every turn was trying to make him seem like a deadbeat for him standing on the same thing that he already said from the beginning. So apparently, this woman has a track record, okay? When she was with Lil Baby, he was apparently, allegedly 17 years old, while she was 24 years old, okay? Now she is wrapped up with Anthony Edwards, and she is 40 years old, and he is 24 years old. Now, she has gone on social media to refute said claims, right? She's like a lot.
Hold on. You talking about this same girl now? Hold on.
At every turn was trying to make him seem like a deadbeat for him standing on the same thing that he already said from the beginning. So apparently, this woman has a track record, okay? When she was with Lil Baby, he was apparently, allegedly 17 years old, while she was 24 years old.
I know you lying. Somebody go get Jazz. Somebody go get Taz. Somebody go get Cellulite and tell him I said eat a dick. Where was all the complaining at about this? 17 and 24, ladies and gentlemen, but nobody said anything. Nobody was all up in arms. Nobody was crying. Nobody was talking about how she needed to be put under the jail. Nobody was calling her a PDF file. What? Oh, I know you lying. Got to be lying to me. Wow. These niggas so phony.
Okay. Now she is wrapped up with Anthony Edwards, and she is 40 years old, and he.
Wait, what? That ain't making sense. Hold on, this is not making sense. I need to see how this works. How can she be 40 if she was 24 when she was messing with Lil Baby? That 24 and 40, that's a difference of 16 years. Lil Baby ain't even been around, I don't think, for 16 years. Like, that nigga might be 16 now. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Hold on. How old is Lil Baby? Okay, so he's 31. So that would have been 14 years ago when he was 17. If he's 31 now, he was born in 1994, so he'll be 32 this year. So even if I give you 32 and you say 17, that was 15 years ago. 15 and 24 is 39. Damn, it just added up. Damn. Damn. This can't be right, though. Okay. First of all, let's see some. How old is Lil Baby's oldest child? So his oldest child is only 10. And what did we say? He was going to be 32 this year, right? So, yeah, so he didn't have the baby when he was 17. He would have had the baby when he was 22. But you just said that she was messing with him when he was 17. But who the fuck, who was he? How long has been? Let me see something. When did Lil Baby drop his first album? His first album was 2018. So that was 8 years ago. So did Lil Baby have mixtapes before his first album dropped? When was his earliest mixtape? So his earliest mixtape was April 14, 2017. So, I mean, that was 9 years ago, right? So that, I mean, you see what I'm saying? So she was messing with him before he was even popping. Yo, this is wild now that I'm hearing this. She was messing with him before he was even popping. Assuming they're right that she was messing with him when he was 17 and she was 24. Right? Like, what was the point? And is it, you know what? I'm not even going this deep. I'm not going this deep. Let's go. I got to turn my air on. I'll be right back.
He is 24 years old. Now, she has gone on social media to refute said claims, right? She's like, a lot of people are calling her a gold digger. And she's like, that's not true. It is what it is.
I've also come to the realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. And now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. You guys, it's no beating those allegations at all.
Except for the fact that you didn't just attract this man and you guys were dating and in a relationship and things like escalated. This man actually was already in a relationship that you knew about. Hence why in the messages you said, having a baby outside you knew would be a problem and cause some kind of conflict, right?
Bro, I was all the way over there and I heard this woman say, oh, because I had a baby with a successful rapper, y'all see me a certain way. Well, here's the thing. No. We see you a certain way because we could see you. That's why we see you a certain way. We could see you fake ass Barbie doll. Your whole body fake. We could see it. Right? But this the other thing. You had a baby with a baby before anybody knew who he was. We didn't know who that nigga was. You didn't have a baby with a famous, successful rapper. If y'all baby is 10 and this nigga didn't even drop a mixtape into a year later, let alone his first album or any music we had ever heard from him. So you didn't have a baby by a successful rapper. You had a baby by a rapper, right? And then that rapper ended up becoming successful. No thanks to you. Yo, this shit be crazy.
So you acknowledge that you were a part of this situation while he was already with somebody else. So that is not necessarily attracting a certain kind of man. That is putting yourself in a space so that you can secure possibly another, kind of financial gain out of said situation.
I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time.
You could say that, okay, because you might be right, okay? The same way that these people in the comments might be right about what you're doing as well. And the reason why people are going off of that narrative is because of the fact that she was purposely and intentionally trying to have this whole child support case be held in California because, as all the girls know, that's how you get more money. How do we know that? Brittany Renner herself, okay, who has been going through this whole debacle with PJ Washington, exposed that when she said that her homegirls were like, nah, you need to move to California because that's where you're going to get the bigger bag. Like, it's a known thing in the industry with these girls to get pregnant by the man and move to California so that you can get the biggest check.
Part of wanting to stay in California was the child support stuff. As a mom, I felt like I was failing my son. Another girl that I was friends with that were like, why aren't you doing this thing? We're all getting $15,000 a month and up. Like, if you really cared about your son, you would go file.
Now, why are people calling this a big win? People are calling it a big win for a couple of reasons. The number one reason is that the judge did not allow this case to be transferred over to California, okay? So regardless of...
Hold on, we're not going to just skip past that. We're not going to just skip past that. Yeah. Shout out to that judge. I mean, 98% of judges are pieces of shit, so shout out to that judge.
Whatever income he has or how much money he is making, the case stayed in Georgia. That is how he ended up paying $3,000 a month, right? Now, that is still higher than maybe people who have a lower income or whatever the case is. But compared to what he could be paying, that is considered a major win for this man.
$15,000 a month and up.
Okay. Now, besides that, he also had previously paid her a $20,000, kind of like a initial payment. Then he was paying her $5,000 a month. The total that he has already paid her equals about $110,000, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. So the judge looked at all of that information and was like, all right, we're good on that front. You already gave her around $100K. Moving forward, just pay her around this $3,000 per month, and we can move it from there. Now, obviously, this woman was devastated with the news, similar to how Erica Mena was devastated when she thought that she was going to take Safari to the cleaners as well.
What about the child support? That's it? Are you kidding me? Now all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
So she took to her social media, and this is what she had to say on her Instagram story. She said, I am fully aware of the rumors and narratives circulating online regarding my family and my child's financial future. While the intense media attention is overwhelming, the negative backlash directed at an innocent child and mother is deeply troubling. Much of what is being published by blogs, some of which have been paid to spin narratives to protect a client's reputation, is entirely false and disconnected from reality. However, whether true or false, this situation highlights a devastating cycle in our community. the normalization of absent fathers, and the lack of parental accountability. Tragically, our community often feeds into this negativity inadvertently, applauding behavior that keeps Black children at the highest percentile of living in single-parent households.
Bro, imagine the audacity of a slut tramp hoe bitch writing this shit, bro. Imagine you slept with somebody else's man. This shit is crazy.
To the U.S. Census Bureau, approximately 47 to 50% of Black children live without a resident father. While we thrive in sports, fashion, and culture, we are failing to uphold what it truly means to be men, fathers, and providers. I'm the mother of 1 out of 3 children who have been abandoned by a celebrity athlete. Because of my platform, my story receives the most attention, but beyond the entertainment value, the clicks, and the views, the painful reality is that 3 children are growing up fatherless. This is not due to a lack of resources, health, or opportunity. It is a conscious choice. A man can take the jersey off his back, shoes off his feet, and sign it for fans, yet has his own 3 children missing that same signature on their birth certificates and have never even met them. Furthermore, the narrative labeling these mothers as gold diggers for seeking proper care is entirely false. None of the mothers filed for support initially. The father took each mother to court himself, choosing legal maneuvers over showing up for his children, effectively using the legal system to vanish from their lives. While the internet remains invested in rumors, these are the facts that matter. We cannot correct a cycle of absence if we continue to excuse it. My legal team and I possess all the facts, evidence, and documentation regarding these proceedings, and we will move forward accordingly. Rumors will not dictate the final outcome. Thank you for your time and respect for our privacy. Now, there's a lot of things that we're going to have to dive into because she said a lot. Okay, statistically, yes, there is, in our community, a difference, right, of children growing up without fathers in the home, fatherless children, all of that. We can go ahead and have that conversation. But to have that conversation, we can't have a piece of the conversation only holding the man accountable. We have to have the entire conversation. And the entire conversation is there are some women who are having baby with men for checks.
If y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just an athlete. They're really done.
Okay. And so they are being the one who is contributing to this statistic. There are some women who are having babies with men to get back at the next woman, to keep a man, for all of the things. Okay, for some wrong reasons. There are women who are having babies outside of wedlock, outside of relationships even. Okay, he is the one who, in that same text message, that while she's calling out the statistics, he's the one who called out the behavior. Like, why are you bringing this child into this situation when they're going to be fatherless? Why are you adding to that? Yep. Because you knew what it was. While this whole child support hearing is happening, he got married to his actual relationship that he was in, his actual girlfriend. So we have to be honest about that. And a lot of women only like to put all of the accountability on the man and not take any accountability for themselves.
That is a great take. This was so cold. And the reason why I can celebrate this so much, because I hate feminists. Loathe them even, right? And the crazy part about it is that same abortion that y'all championed came back to bite this bitch in the ass. Yeah, don't feel no kind of way because I called her a bitch. I mean, she is. That same abortion that y'all fight for. Oh, we deserve it. Oh, it should be medical. It should be free. It should be backed by the government. It's abortion. Let us kill them babies. Right? That same abortion that y'all fought for just came back. This man told you what it was from the gate. Let you know this ain't gonna be that. I ain't gonna be there. That blah blah blah. This and that and woo woo woo. And your actions show that you ain't shit but a trash ass gold digger. It showed that. And now I think you're getting too much, to be honest with you. I think the 3,000 is too much. They should have made it 1,000. But fuck it. Let's pretend like you actually gonna spend that money on the kid. Right? We know she not. But let's just pretend like you gonna do it. Cool. Little man, when you get 18, you can go and seek out a relationship with your dad. Right? But that same abortion shit that y'all champion just came back to bite you in the ass. Because now you can't make that argument. Y'all was pregnant. That man said, get rid of it. You said no. What do we owe you? What does anybody owe you? Because if you wanted to get rid of it, you could. And this is the argument that we've been having since day one. I don't think, again, whatever state that is that's trying to pass the law where if you didn't have no relationship with the man, this one night stand shit, all this other shit, you going out trying to get pregnant by rich niggas, we done with that. Y'all got OnlyFans, go do that shit. You got your industry where you can dominate and manipulate men. Everything else need to be fair game. And you being able to delete a baby or abort a baby that I want without my consent, damn sure shouldn't be able to come back and tell me to take care of a baby that I don't want. So I'm living vicariously through this nigga right now. I'm really not, because I ain't got no fucking, I ain't got no motherfucking baby and shit. Hold on.
At your big grown age, getting pregnant can't be no accident.
Right.
Okay? There's literally 1 week a month that a woman can get pregnant.
Talk to
and I'm
him.
sure you know yourself well enough to know when that week is, even if you don't want any other method of contraception. That should be enough. So it's hard to believe that there was no intention behind the situation. Now, surprisingly enough, the women in the comments.
Hold on, I don't know though. Because when I first found out that women actually can be so self-aware of what's going on with their bodies to know when and, you know, they can get pregnant and this and that, like down to the week or the days, it blew my mind. I'm like, are you sure? And the woman was like, yes, I'm telling, like, yes. Like, this is how much in tune with what was going on with their own bodies that women used to be. Whereas now, these women just let the pills think for them. And they let that tell you what's up in there. You know, like whatever it is, they just don't pay enough attention. I don't know if you saying she's old enough to know. I might have to concede you might know more than I do. But I'm just saying that if as immature and as irresponsible as these women are, I don't even know if we can give them that much credit. Right? Now I'm going to go with you, River. You right.
Did not ease up on her. As you can see here, the first comment says, I am not one to excuse the absence of a father. However, I am not one to excuse these women's actions either. As a woman myself, we know exactly what happened here. They were having intimacy with no commitment in place whatsoever. She's a smart woman. She knew that man was not taking her seriously, yet she chose not to protect herself during intercourse and followed through with having a child with a man who never saw a future with her. If we were going to speak up about the absence of fathers, we can at least acknowledge the role a lot of women play in continuing this cycle as well.
Wow. So here's the thing about that though, right? To me, in my opinion, you can skip everything except for the last sentence. And I'm not saying it wasn't irrelevant because it was contextual. What I'm saying is that last sentence is crazy. In a good way. In a good way. Right? Because it's the acknowledgement that this cycle ain't done alone. Why do y'all make it seem like this is just a man thing? Like the father ain't there, automatically man blamed. No, that's dumb. We're not doing that for 2026 and beyond. Are you crazy? Especially black people, let alone black men, should never play that dumbass game. Don't never dumb yourself down to that shit, because y'all fucking know better. Okay? You watched your mama drive men away. Don't do that. Because here's the kicker. Y'all would tell a man before you put your hands on her, just leave her. Hold on. I'm gonna say it one more time because I know the people in the back didn't catch it. Y'all would tell a man before you put your hands on her, if she make you want to put your hands on her, just leave her. So here's my question. Does that apply when we also have a child together? If that applies when we have a child together, then that can explain why the man ain't there, can't it? But y'all don't never want to consider that part. Let's just say he a piece of shit who left. Because it's easier to demonize men than it is to hold women accountable. Go off, River.
Next comment says, at the end of the day, her 40-year-old self had a baby with a 24-year-old with 4 kids and 4 baby moms. She had that baby for a check and it didn't work out in her favor. Crying, laughing face, shrug emoji. Next comment says, call me what you want, but I do not feel bad for her. She was 36 at that time. You know what the heck you was doing. The man was 20 years old. That's predatory behavior. Yes, he's wrong. Yes, he should be held responsible for his child. But 2 things can be true. She's just as guilty for using her reproductive system for a check, because if it wasn't about money, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That is wild. I like that phrasing. Using her reproductive system for a check. I like that. I like that phrasing.
Next comment says, I'm sorry, but she kept the child when he said he didn't want to. Now you're complaining about absent fathers. You took responsibility of a single mother the second that he said that. Next comment says, when a man tells you he don't want it, listen or deal with the consequences, period. Next comment says, why isn't $3,000 enough for one child? Both parents should have an income and the child can live comfortably. His check alone can cover the rent or mortgage, and she should be straight if she works. Next comment says,
wait a minute. Is everybody forgetting this bitch already got a baby? By another nigga who got a bag? So obviously he's sending some bread over there. Anything more than $500 a month is enough. It really is. Anything more, you not spending $500 a month on your kid. Anybody saying that is lying or they dumb. Like they one of the motherfuckers who every month when the Jordans drop, they feel like they gotta go get them for their kid ass niggas. No. I'm talking about directly for the kid. Regular parents ain't buying their kids clothes every month. That's not happening. You're not buying kids toys every month. That's not happening. Now in 2026, with the video game shit, yeah, I think they be buying little add-ons and stuff that they gain. That might be a few dollars here, there, woo, woo, woo. But with the fathers that these kids got, man, look. This was so sad about this. Because I was finna say this and then I had to think about it. With the fathers that these kids got, they could easily give their kids access to a card and tell them, look, this is what you got a month. This is what you can spend a month. So you can spend this on all them video games if you want to, but I'm telling you after that, that's it. Right? But they could literally get him a card and say, hey, Here you go. So now, when you want to buy the little $5 add-on, the little $10 add-on, when the new Call of Duty drop, you want to grab that. You ain't got to run to your mama and ask her for it or any of that. You got your little card for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If it's some little shoes you want, yeah, it's cool to hit dad up. Dad, can you grab these for me? Everything good, schoolwork good, you behaving, everything is everything, right? Yeah, no doubt. What is they? Boom. Send them to you. Or bring them to you when the next time I see you, pick you up type shit. So you can also have that feeling of your dad giving you the gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could make this work if these bitches wasn't trash. Like that. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have to worry about she gonna take the card and swipe it for her damn self, if you didn't have to worry about her using your son's communication devices to trick you into sending money that she really about to collect and do what she want with it, if you didn't have to worry about that trash ass shit, this shit could go well. You know? But then they have to take some accountability for having babies with these trash ass bitches. I had to and I'm broke. So you niggas definitely got to, because y'all got a bag. The world is your oyster. And y'all keep picking these same trash ass bitches. Shit is insane.
Don't try to group us all together because you made bad decisions. My black kids grew up with a present father, and so did I. She got to take accountability at some point. Next comment says, where's the accountability of laying down with a man you had no future with? You seen the bag and thought you would come out on top. Now your daughter has to pay for your decisions. Go get a stepdaddy. They are just as great if you scout him differently than you did with the biological dad. Next comment says, the cycle is thinking you trap someone with a child and become a millionaire off the next person. She knew exactly what she was doing, and unfortunately, it's not working in her favor. Next comment says, using protection is always an option. Next comment says, girl, he told you he didn't want that baby. Scram. Scram is crazy. Next comment says, I'm such a girl's girl, but these are the things we should have thought about prior. The sympathy is not in the room. Violin emoji. Next comment says, Anthony isn't right, but Aisha is 100% wrong. That man had a woman and you had no business. The child always suffers because these women are looking for meal tickets. Furthermore, she got a rapper as a baby father already. Embarrass emoji. Next comment says, ma'am, you are contributing to black children not growing up in two-parent houses just as much. This is the lack of accountability men be talking about, because I swore for the longest they were delusional.
Because I swore for the longest they were delusional. Look, it's like people when they talk about the First Amendment, bro. I'm probably going to mess up the quote. But somebody said, they said, the First Amendment is more about protecting the speech you don't like than it is the speech that you do like. Now, I don't think that's the exact way they said it. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it, right? Why do you need the First Amendment and the protection of free speech? Because if everybody's saying the same thing everybody like, if all of us is kumbaya and do-si-do, and what is there to protect? But it's the stuff that you don't like. It's the things that you disagree with. It's the things that might make you uncomfortable. That's the speech that we're actually protecting, right? Believe me, it's a lot of people I've heard who I wish we could take their microphones. We could ban them from ever being in front of a microphone, from ever posting a video of them talking at all. All of their videos should be like this. Oh, it's a lot of people that I've heard that I wish the First Amendment didn't apply to them. But at the end of the day, would I sacrifice them being able to say what they want to say for me being able to say what I want to say? Because not all the time do I say things that are favorable of everybody. You know? So that's what the First Amendment is really all about. It's protecting the speech that you don't like. You know? Because I swore for the longest time they were delusional. I'm glad you finally came around. And you would have never come around had you not been paying attention to speech that you didn't like. You had to hear things that you didn't like, and then you see the evidence of said things, and now you're able to come around, you know? So, I mean, safe to say we got a long road ahead of us with all this craziness. Shout out to the Homegirl River TV, though. Look, all of those videos are tagged in the description. So if you want to watch those videos without my commentary, feel free to do that. If you want to go check out other videos on their channel, please do that. Subscribe to them. If you're not subscribed to them yet and you watch their videos, make sure you tell them that your boy, Mr. Beans, sent you over there. Okay? Let them know you found their channel through me. You heard me? All right, we just hit the 3 hour and 28 minute mark, man. So that's pretty good. We got through all of the videos, 3 hours and 28 minutes. It's like an hour for each one. So it's a good timing, I guess. Let me see what's going on. And I was able to get a little bit of work done too while we was watching the videos. Yeah. So I got some more uploads and shit to do. So let's see what we got going on the internet. Damn, I just realized I haven't been in the chat for a minute. If I was missing stuff, my bad, y'all. I hadn't been there. I hadn't looked at the chat for a minute. TK said, I seen your little deflection. Doughboy said private school is optional. I don't know, man. When you got that kind of bread, you damn near need to send your kids to private school. Especially if anybody gonna know that you their father. I would be nervous about sending my kid to a public school if I had that kind of bread and that kind of notoriety and fame. I would be completely nervous, bro. Real talk. So let me see what is going on. Why is everything refreshing all of a sudden like the computer was down or something? I hope the stream was okay. I mean, everything is refreshing. Every tab I open up, like, what the hell is going on? Damn, can we get 5 more to the Cash App? That would be love, bro. Like 5 more to the Cash App would be awesome. Okay, let's see what's going on the internet side. Oh shit, T-Max is live. Oh fuck, we gotta go over to T-Max, bro. How long he been live, man?
When you get to a certain age, potential goes out the motherfucker.
He been live for 46 minutes. I'm finna slide on T-Max, y'all. Y'all want to watch T-Max? I'm gonna slide on T-Max. And should I keep it on this one or should I start a new live? And y'all need to tell me before I do it.
Do you remember when I first came?
Should I start a new live or should I just leave this one on? Y'all need to let me know before I do it. I'm gonna have to edit it if I don't. You know what? I'm gonna start a new live. Y'all taking too long. I'm gonna start a new live. I'm gonna just stream from him so that way he can control it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stream through him so that way he can control it. How about that? Because y'all taking too long to let me know what to do. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it through him so he can control. If he got the whatchamacallit up, let me make sure he got the stream to your audience up. If he got the stream to your audience up, then I'll do it that way because it'll be simpler. That way, once he in the stream, I ain't got to worry about it and all of that. Let me double check and make sure. Let me change this. Okay. Yeah, he got it. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just stream to your audience.
I used to drive her van. And pick up other chicks. Oh, my
know she doing hey, remember we asked her a question. I said, do you look at me less of a man because I didn't have a certain amount of income? She said, no, I don't look at people like that. She said, you was broken. And what color was she? Broken. Huh?
Hold on, one mic, y'all. Make sure we do one mic because they can't hear y'all when you talking over each other. Go ahead.
What color was she, Jay Prince?
What color was she, BMU?
Go ahead, tell him, nigga. I ain't no black. This is between you and Chris. He was black.
Ooh, crime was black. So she wanted to be a sugar mama?
Was mad at me.
She wanted to be your sugar mama because that's what it sounds like.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Let me ask you a question, Chrissy. Why you asking what color was she?
Cause that sounds like some white people shit.
Oh, don't do the white women's like that. Don't do the white women's like that.
I'm just saying, and ain't no way in hell. I'm sorry. There's no way.
Hold on. Almost there, y'all. Almost there.
Why?
Yeah, why? Almost there, y'all. Almost there. Her man clearly was something, right? And it was something about me when I first came to that house. All right, there go the new link, man. Y'all pull up to the new link. I'm going to just do it on the new link, TK, so that way they can control it. I see y'all over there.